All right, we are live. So right now we have two people on. We have Eric from DragonX and Titan Farms, and Dave from AwesomeX, and Jake from TitanX. So it's been a while since we had Eric on the stream.
Yeah, man. I don't know if like the tech guy left here. I don't know if I can somehow increase the input volume to my audio, but guys, it's really great to be back. I appreciate your patience. I was severely ill with pneumonia. Yeah, it was like the worst illness of my life, I would say. I probably lost about 10 kg. I could barely move. I could walk only probably like 10 feet for a couple days without completely gassed.
Well, thank God you're okay, man.
Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, thank God for antibiotics, but yeah, everything's fine now.
Good, I'm glad.
So I'm really happy to be back and rocking with you guys. Man, there's actually lots to talk about. We never actually had a Hydra stream, a legit Hydra stream with us, or a Titan Farms either. So,
yep. I mean, Titan Farm. Okay, let's start with the banger. The Titan Farm is going incredibly well. The thing price looks like it's finding its floor, which if it's finding its floor, the APRs are insane.
I know.
So currently, Titan Farms has $33 million under the liquidity in the farms. DragonX Hyder is at 420%. DragonX TitanX is 105. Think TitanX is at 277. Volt TitanX 111. Rabby TitanX 306. Hyper TitanX 372. Inferno TitanX 103%. And ORX TitanX 126%. That's insane.
Wow.
Right? He's going to be back. I think he just disconnected his webcam.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been trying to get the AwesomeX army to spam Eric to get us on farms. So we'll see what happens.
Wait, I think he's figuring out his camera. Oh, never mind. He needs to connect his audio. yeah, but everything's going well. Like we just had a massive correction in TitanX, and it needed to happen. We needed this to happen before we enter hyperdeflation. I like calling it. I was talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, this is the final cleansing. Get the soy boys out. Get the high tea in. I
love it. Yo, sorry, I was
trying
to.
You have to connect the headset.
I was trying to fix my
heavy echo. Wait.
It's not plugged in yet or something. Or you have the the YouTube stream link open in another tab. That's another thing that happens sometimes to give that echo.
Yep. Just give the thumbs up whenever you have your headset connected because we can hear ourselves talking.
But yeah, I'm stoked. I need to learn more about farms. Like I really do need. I've been so busy. I haven't had time to obsess about farms lately, and I need to obsess in order to understand. And then yeah, so I'm stoked on farms.
Relatively simple. Well. Yeah, it's doing very well. It's another forever buyer of TitanX because all the Ethereum fees I get generated in the farms buy TitanX back. So that's essentially a never-ending form of buy pressure on TitanX, which is kind of sick. Like there's never been anything like this.
So if you just do LPs, you have to hawk them, and you could get out of range really quick. And so one of the things I was hearing about farms is that you can just kind of set it, and kind of you don't have to hawk it. Is that right?
Yep, correct. So the difference between a V3 pool, so the Titan Farm still operates on a V3 pool, but it's full range, meaning you can't just come in with concentrated liquidity below price, above price, or in the range. You have to go in full range, similar to a Uniswap V2 pool, which means that impermanent loss is massively minimized because for a full range pool to go fully one side, it either needs to go up 1000x or go down 99.99999% for you to be fully on the other side. So that's the cool thing about full range is because it locks up supply across all the liquidity ranges that are almost impossible to reach. And the users don't eat much impermanent loss, just a little bit, because in every liquidity scenario, there's impermanent loss. But it's way less than a concentrated Uniswap V3 pool. And all the fees come back into the ecosystem. That's the cool part. So even all the liquidity and all the trading volume is owned by the machines.
Wow. See, this is what I don't think people are really fully all the people that are helping those red candles happen, they're not getting it yet because when you sell, it's dangerous to sell right now because like the buy and burns are going to be the biggest buyers over time. And those are mechanical. And so if you fade your bags, the buy and burns, that's just giving food to the buy and burns. they're going to consume all of that eventually.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm working on Shogun. Okay, I have some fucking insane
Shogun.
ideas. If you like that liquid supply number on a, okay, I think Eric is good. Eric is good to go.
Should be good now. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, we're good.
Sorry, yeah, you were actually doing a really good job explaining farms there with the full range.
Yeah, that's why I was really interested, because I still need to obsess on farms. I haven't actually obsessed on it yet to understand really what it is. But the one thing I get now is that when you do LPs, you have to really hawk your LP positions because you could get out of range pretty quickly. But in farms, it's different. It's kind of more of a set it and forget it type thing in a way, is what I'm understanding, versus trying to do LP positions.
Yep. Now, Jake said it best. I mean, it's good for having the token pump, or at least be more consistent, because everything's spread out, or a lot of the LPs spread out. Most of the pairs that are in Titan Farms are like 80% plus. That's actually what we're trying to go for as a community. Is I want to give people who have good volume, I want to give them a lot of tink, but we have to do kind of a back end calculation around how much tink do we give based on how much tink we can burn from your pool, right? So that's kind of what's going on in the background. We actually have a back end dashboard that forecasts out. We're doing indexing on all the pools, and we're forecasting out what the ROI will be in terms of burning tink on every pool. So then we can gauge it. So for example, we had to gauge down Ouroboros a little bit because it just didn't have the volume to justify the amount of tink we were giving it. So there's going to be constant adjustments. So I would expect constant adjustments. It's really not like a political thing at all. Like I know that I'm highly competitive, but in this case, it's great for me. It's great for you guys if tink is high, the tink price is high, right? It's great for everybody. It's a community platform, so we're trying to keep it agnostic in that sense.
Awesome, love it.
And we the only exceptions would be like Hyper and some of the early like protocols that Jake built, right? Like Hyper, Hydra. We want to burn those. So if volume goes down, we probably won't necessarily delist those or do anything extreme like that. But if there's another big blockbuster token, we definitely want to support it heavily.
Sweet.
AwesomeX volume is looking really good, man.
I'm actually having my AwesomeX army spam you right now. Yes, on
Nice.
the farm. So we'll see what happens.
That's another reason to do engagement, right? Like get on my tweets and jump on there and like say, hey man, list us on farms or engage us higher on farms.
Definitely. So AwesomeX army, you got to rally, guys. You got to spam Eric and tell him that AwesomeX needs to be on farms.
100%, yeah. Yeah, another cool thing. I mean, one great thing that we have in the ecosystem is swap paths, which I haven't really seen at all in other ecosystems, right?
What is this? What is this? Mention that again.
Well, we do a really good job of routing our trades and swaps through other pairs that are important for the ecosystem.
Right. The pathways.
Yeah, exactly. If you pull up Titan Farms, actually, if someone has screen sharing capability, you can see basically that for each LP that's on Titan Farms, for each burn that happens on Titan Farms, for each of the input tokens, you can see how that input token is being used to burn tink. So you can see, like, for example, the Wrapped Ethereum goes Wrapped Ethereum TitanX tink, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a buy on TitanX, and then it uses TitanX to buy and burn. It's another reason to get another good Wrapped Ethereum pair in there, if you guys can think of any. Like, I was thinking about potentially other ecosystems that we could reach out to that have high volume and basically harvest their Ethereum.
I've thought about that a lot. The only issue with that you get is people don't magically figure out that a farm is happening in DeFi. So you need to reach a large percentage of the community quickly. Otherwise, you just get our community to sell down to go into that pair because we're the only ones that know the farms exist. So it's 50-50.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, because otherwise you get more out than in.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Titan Farms is amazing. Yeah, it's really, really well done. I think it's enough. I'm really pushing for some other streamers to kind of cover it. No promises, but I really think it's enough of an innovation, like enough of a thing to kick off in general, that we should probably try to get some people outside the community to talk about it. So we're working on that as well.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, it's by far the best farming platform ever. Because I've never seen it. Usually farm tokens are just, hey, you buy it, you dump it. Actually, you don't even buy it. You get it for free, you dump it, that's it. There's no buy and burn. Sometimes there's a lockup pool, like think TitanX, for example, a supply sync pool, I guess is what you could call it. But the buy and burn is heavy, dude. Like, I think almost 10% of the think supply has been burned.
Yeah,
See, that's what's cool
Buy
about
and burn.
actually participating through these protocols that are built on TitanX, because if you just buy off market, like it's actually not benefiting the ecosystem as much as if we participate through the protocols, because by going through the protocols, all the distribution happens, and the distributions fill up buy and burns, add to this, send to the DragonX vault, and all this other stuff. Like if you're just buying off market, those distributions don't happen. So, but I mean, it's not, people do whatever you want to do. Buying off market doesn't hurt, but it's also not as beneficial as going through the pathways that were created to pump the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Steve can do with this Vault Nexus, because it's kind of like,
gosh, dude,
it's washing all the tokens around.
Yeah,
which creates a lot of volume, hopefully,
and really a lot of liquidity. Like it's actually, it boosts and thickens all the liquidity for everybody involved. Plus, it's going to create a freaking frenzy for BOT tokens, because the BOT tokens are going to be the inputs for the pillars. So, but in order to get BOT tokens, you need TitanX. Like, Jake, your master plan is working. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. 100%. Yeah, and I'm working on Shogun. Man, like I feel like I need to carry my weight when it comes to burning TitanX, because everybody else is like, 2% here, 4% here. I'm like, guys, do 20%. Like, there's no difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to be the biggest.
Do you have anything you can share with us?
Yeah. So the main problem I'm trying to solve at Shogun is usually the TitanX burning happens during the mint phase, and then it just kind of stops, and it becomes a liquidity supply sink instead of an actual burn, which is fine. But I'm trying to design something where it constantly burns TitanX, and there's a way to do it. So, for example, Pulsar, they're now working on their buy and burn V2 to hard code their routes. Most of it already buys back TitanX, then Pulsar burns it. But they're hard coding the routes now, so it's not via the universal route, it's just hard coded bats like we all do it. But the cool thing about a protocol like that, by putting it in the middle, you can forcefully break the ARB. So Pulsar essentially burns 50% of the value that comes in. It's the biggest TitanX burner by far. So every time the ARB breaks, so the ARB starts roughly at 8. One Pulsar is 8 TitanX, so 1 to 8. Every time it goes above 8, an arbitrage opens up. As people do that arbitrage, it burns the TitanX that comes in. 50% of it essentially gets burned. 8% goes to DragonX, 8% goes to Helios. The other 50% of it goes towards Pulse Chain and locks it up in the ePulsar eTitanX pair on Pulse Chain, essentially soft locking it across the full range. So essentially 50% of the value that goes in is burned. The thing I'm trying to play with now is how do we build a protocol that forcefully breaks that ARB constantly, so that the protocol that people participate in, like Shogun, for example, they need TitanX to participate in it. But as they do that, that burns TitanX, but then every time the ARB breaks, it burns more TitanX. And then we can essentially have a forever piston operating. I like Crypto Cooler loves saying this word piston. We have a piston that constantly operates and drags as much supply from TitanX out as possible, burns, locks it up in pools, etc. So it's a forever burner, not just during the mint phase. I like that idea a lot. So I'm playing around with those levers.
Does it keep issuing tokens, and then through like it issues tokens through a fixed exchange, and you basically can ARB that with TitanX?
Correct. Yep. And I've had a protocol in design for a while now. That would be the ARB protocol that would take in all the BuildOnTitanX tokens and ARB based on the pool ratio versus TitanX.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot that we can do there, because that would be incredible burning on the TitanX supply, which in turn drags everything up. There's a lot we can do there, a lot. So that's the thing I'm trying to work through with Shogun now.
Nice. You going to keep it named Shogun, or?
Maybe. It's a placeholder, but it might just be the name. Depends.
It's like a working title for a movie. Like, while you're building it, you kind of put a title in place, but then the right name will reveal itself. And sometimes it actually is the working title that becomes the right name. But have you guys heard about? So Draco, I told you about it, Jake, but I haven't actually. We have the mechanics pretty built now. Eric, have you heard about Draco? It's built on AwesomeX and Hydra.
Oh, really? I haven't heard about it.
I utilized the idea of DragonX, and it's basically an infinite mining loop on Hydra that basically continually mines Hydra. It is going to create a daily mining ladder on Hydra, and then every time the claims happen on the mines, 70% gets recycled into new max mines, and the rest of it gets burns Draco. And it actually has those pathways. So I think we should talk about those pathways a little bit, because people are thinking that the pathways are going to sell down the tokens by going through the pathways. But I don't like, as long as we're going through LP pathways, we're not selling down tokens. And if we buy, we're buying off market. So we're buying off market, but we're going through LP pathways in order to, get from Hydra back to TitanX in order to remine more TitanX or more Hydra. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you would be selling a Hydra down relative to TitanX, but you wouldn't be selling it down relative to ETH.
Correct. I'm never going back to ETH. That's actually why I can do it on Hyper. Well, I can do it on Hyper, but we're going to do one called Dragon on Hyper that only stakes. It doesn't mine. So we're going to do there's a mining and staking loop that I'm kind of somehow dumped into my head. But I would need two pillars. I would need the Hydra pillar and the Hyper pillar in order to make the full loop. So we're doing half a loop on Hydra and the other half on Hyper.
It'd be kind of cool if you had a way for people like to basically decide when they wanted to compound back into TitanX through your protocol. So you can see, okay, what is the Hydra ROI? Like, how much TitanX can I get now if I recompound? I was thinking
the other thing that it will do is it will be mining even when the ratio is negative. So and what will that do? That will actually continually add economic energy into Hydra, even if the ROI ever goes negative when people aren't mining. So that it would continually add and every time we add into Hydra, it burns DragonX and it adds to the vault. So like, as long as we're inputting new mines into Hydra, it's going to benefit the whole ecosystem.
Nice. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah. I'd be interested to see when you have a white paper or doc for that.
I have it.
You do? Okay, yeah.
Docs.draco.win. You should check it out.
Okay.
Is Draco with a C?
C with a C. Draco with a C. I have a couple questions in there on some of my pathways. You could see. I mean, if you want to answer those questions, like think about those questions, but they're in the white paper right now.
Okay, cool.
But that's the first. Well, no, that's not the first one being built on AwesomeX. In fact, we have 11 protocols already being built on AwesomeX using AwesomeX as input tokens.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you have Volt.
What's that?
You have Volt. Volt is building one for you.
So
right?
Awesome V. And guys, the artwork is sick. It's actually the bodybuilding dragons, but they're all rock stars. They're like playing electric guitars and they're like shooting out like fire. It's like epic. So yeah, Awesome V is launching probably first, but E280 is already burning AwesomeX. Scale is going to be pairing with AwesomeX. So those are two protocols. We have the Launchpad is funded. We have one more day for community projects to be submitted. And we have a couple really good community projects that are going to be submitted for the round one funding of the Launchpad. The Treasury is funded, which is funding Draco right now. And then Drogon is on Hyper. And then Dralios is basically on Helios, because Helios is perfect for the full mining and staking loop, because TitanX goes in, and when you stake, TitanX comes out. So we can do both of the full loop, but that has to get approved by the Helios DAO. So there's a chance that doesn't happen, because it will dilute stakers, but it will also keep adding in new economic energy, which will increase the staking payouts for those stakers that were diluted. So I think there's a full economic benefit for Dralios to happen, but obviously it has to be voted on. And then there's the little Sumos hybrid NFTs, which are basically AwesomeX hybrid NFTs. They're these little sumo wrestlers. They're epic. And we're working on the mechanics of that with Rudy. And then,
Cool.
but anyways, there's literally 11. I just posted about it, all the ones that are happening. And it's been 2 weeks. Like, we're in our mint cycle 3 right now. So
Insane. I mean, yeah,
That's
one
great.
thing I would say to builders is like, so if you look at us, I mean, and also Jake, what have we built? And we've only built 2 things in the past 8 months, right? Basically. So having some concentration is important to an extent. Like, I would say that it's awesome that you guys are building, and I'm not saying stop building, but make sure that some of that treasury is going toward marketing. For example, if you claim your Morales page,
I need to do that, by the way.
Run promotions on it. You can boost Morales pages now. So, and you'll also get a shout out from Morales. So I also have a pretty deep connection to Morales. I met Ivan in Singapore, and I'm talking to their marketing team like every day. And I can talk to them and say, hey, these guys are trying to boost their page. Can you give them some Twitter? You know. So yeah, claim your pages. All builders should be claiming their pages on Morales because we actually have a connection with them as a community, and I can help facilitate that as well.
Sweet, I'll definitely do that. Good call.
Nice.
I mean, there are certain ways to do marketing. Like, there's also ways I'm completely against. Is all these people like, hey, pay me this money and I'll do some marketing for you. It's like, I don't want to do that stuff. It's like, okay, there's a specific reason to do it, and that's cool. But really, I feel like it's up to me to work for my bags. Like, I gotta like do videos every single day. I gotta like make sure that keeping engaged with the community, doing at least 100 posts a day on both of the pages, right? So it's like there's a lot to kind of do, but it's up to us too. We really are the KOLs of our community, and obviously there's other KOLs like Joe Perry's really, he's in, man. He's in. I know. It's so amazing to see.
He did a dedicated video on Volt and DragonX already.
Yeah, I've seen those, and it's great. Actually, he's the only reason I'm in TitanX, and actually, I think Steve DeFi joined his mastermind before he knew about TitanX. Steve DeFi told Joe Perry's about TitanX. So in essence, the only reason I'm in TitanX is because Steve DeFi told Joe Perry's, and Joe Perry's did a video about it in January.
It's fantastic. Like, I feel like we've really laid the foundation for the bull market that has not yet arrived. I know people are freaking out, but like, if you look at the past cycles, the banana zone hasn't even started yet, you know, and it might be delayed or whatever. It might not be as extreme.
Oh, it will. But
yeah, I mean,
that's just my
time for. We have these YouTube videos. Like, I'm sure Joe's views will skyrocket. You know, I'm thinking about waiting on the live stream. He wants to do a live stream with me. I think I'm going to wait for a few more weeks to see if we can get some like post-election action or something. You have to bring in some more eyeballs on it.
He wants to do a live stream about Awesome X too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I know. We got to do it.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's so funny.
We're reaching a lot of big accounts. I think because every time I hear big accounts talk about us, they always mention the green circles. Every time they talk about it, they're like, what the fuck? My notifications are flooded with green circles. And that's a massive like psychological thing. Because you never see that. It's like you talk about one thing and it's like, oh, you see a bunch of random people. You talk about TitanX or any of the BuildOnTitanX stuff, green circles all over the notification. Like, fuck, this is special. What the hell is happening here?
Yeah, so like if you look at the Morales surveys, you know, like these competitions they're doing, if you scroll down, like there's no continuity between any of the other community accounts, you know? But then you can it's so obvious which ones are the like Titan and Dragon community members, you know? This is the green circles are there. It's so noticeable.
And now we're getting a whole bunch of new people without green circles. Like right now, the non-green circles are really kind of coming into the ecosystem. So I believe those green circles are going to be increasing a lot because once people understand what that even is, it might take them a little while once they get in to understand what a green circle is, and then they're going to want it. I got my mom a green circle now.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're good then, actually.
When I look at my notifications now, because I've grown roughly 1,500 followers ish in the last couple of weeks, which is a lot because my Twitter account is not big. Yeah, so roughly 30% of my notifications now are non-green circles. So we're definitely reaching out into new communities. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it is nice to see.
Yeah, I love to see that not following notifications.
I'm not making as many bingos.
I mean, the thing I'm most excited about right now is the fact that we're entering hyperdeflation. This is something that we've been waiting on for such a damn long time. So I was talking to Mike and he updated his Dune Analytics page. So when you scroll down, I wish I could share my screen, but OPSEC reasons. But if you go to the Mike Dune Analytics, that under DragonX supply, past and future, you can see the past supply and future supply, and you can see the future supply is nothing. There's like a couple pixels on the screen. Because when it was just, hey, this is the supply coming out in the next 30 days, it looked like big spikes. And I was like, okay, we need some perspective on this. And everything compared to day 280 is nothing. So now it's like compared to day 280. And now you see we're at the last inches before hyperdeflation. Man, but it's a perfect time. I love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's coming, man. Nobody can stop it now. Nothing can stop it.
It'll be interesting to see
yeah.
when X28 finally launches what the final like supply coming out will be, because we do have some stakers coming out, but I think X28 is going to probably dispense with that pretty well.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about the stakes coming out, but I don't think it's a big deal at all because it's supply that already existed. A lot of the stakers started staking roughly 2 weeks ago. A large percentage of the stakes started 2 weeks ago. So it's people that bought on market to participate. It's very few miners that actually staked. You had some that staked around day 280, between day 280, day 290, but that supply already exists. So it's not like it creates new inflation or whatever. So it's just users that essentially bought their supply, locked it up for a bit, and then we'll see what they do from there. But there's two big burners coming up, and then it's Shogun. I mean, we can do some fucking crazy things with Shogun. And then the other one is X28. I think those two are just gonna eat that supply. Like a hardcore eat it. I think it's going to be nuts to see. Because right now, the protocols that are coming out, it's like 4%, 3%, 5%, 6%. Like it's burn harder. Come on, 20% is the minimum.
That's what I've been telling people also in DMs. Like, bump it up, you know. I'm excited for Morpheus. I mean, they're built on DragonX, so I'm even more excited. But yeah, I think they're burning a lot of DragonX, burning a lot of TitanX. So 20%.
We've already burned 1.8 billion DragonX. And we've already sent 151 billion TitanX to the DragonX vault in 2 weeks.
Fantastic. Respect, man. Thank you for that.
I'm loving it, dude. And we've burned 28% of the entire AwesomeX supply, which is over 1 trillion AwesomeX tokens in 2 weeks. So it's working. I mean, the 70% buy and burn is stacking, and it's working.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. I don't know, Jake, if you put any thoughts into what we should build to burn Tink. We have some pretty good ideas. Yeah,
I know Steve is working on something, but it's not a hardcore burner. It's like 10%. It's a use case for Tink, which is definitely better than no use case.
Yeah, I think some kind of system where people can get a deflationary token for Tink, or maybe use pool Tink for like rewards would be cool. For example, if you had pools where people got fees from Titan farms for basically staking their Tink, I think that could be a cool one. That's something we've been talking about. Right? It's just we don't want it to compete with the farms APY. You know, people are, because the LP is what burns Tink, right? And not those farms. That staking wouldn't burn Tink. So we don't want to compete with our own product, but I think that could be cool. Something that locks up.
Wait, that's a sick idea. So you basically stake your thing to earn a percentage of
the farm's input token rewards, like the fees from Titan farms.
Oh man, damn, that would be fucking sick. I like that idea a lot.
But the thing is, those rewards could also go to burn Tink, so you have to balance that, you know. But I think it'll become easier as you have more and more pairs. You can say like, okay, there's enough volume on Tink, we'll put some toward that, you know. So as volume increases, as users increase, I think it becomes more feasible. What do you think?
It's definitely a cool idea. So there's two main routes I was thinking about for building on Tink. One was you create a token with 2 input tokens. Those 2 input tokens go into a farm, and then you Tink to buy and burn a token, similar to DragonX, but then based on the Tink farming reward. That could be also a sick setup. Yeah, because that also essentially forever locks up Tink.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Feeding a buy and burn with those fees. We've been thinking about, because I don't know if people know this, but those buy and burn, those Titan Tink fees can be directed anywhere. You can point those fees to any address. So if like for example, Matrix, we could direct some of the Hyper fees to Matrix to bolster its staking. Or we could feed another buy and burn. Like we could feed the Volt buy and burn. We could feed the, you know, and any buy and burn. We could feed TitanX buy and burn with wrapped Ethereum. You know, so yeah, it's pretty cool. As volume picks up, I think there'll be some creative stuff we could do with all those fees.
Oh yeah, because right now, man, like the bull market hasn't even begun yet. We're just raging. We've been raging on Bitcoin for the last 4 to 6 months. Nothing has happened yet. Our ecosystem is fucking exploding. So just imagine once a bull run comes, and it's coming, especially with the elections now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we only are capturing, like, if you look at our admin dashboard in the background, we're capturing like 6 million volume. and we're doing like 100 plus K a day in buy and burn on Tink. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So like if we get 10x the volume, it's going to be insane, and that's with nothing built on Tink. So Tink is like,
I already know one project that wants to build on Tink, which I get. They wanted to do some liquidity stuff, and I'm like, well, why not just use Tink? And then they were like, whoa, and I'm like, yeah, that's a whoa right there. So I don't know what that looks like yet, but it's being worked on.
Okay. It'd be great to have another high volume pair that's paired with Tink. So it's also another supply sink for farms.
Using a Tink pair in farms?
Yeah, another. Well, there is one Tink pair in farms.
Oh, there is one Tink pair.
So that's a supply sink, right? So we want another one of those, you know? And then people will put their Tink in. And if Tink, I mean, I think it's like it's already capitulated. It's actually pretty amazing. It's like stabilizing around $2. Wow. We've actually calculated the fair value of Tink, which is top secret information. But I mean, you can look at basically the amount of Tink coming out and the amount that's going in, right, to burn Tink, and you can establish a fair value based just solely on that. But that could go up a lot if people just keep holding their Tink, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's another app on Tink, it could really be a very, very, very good token. It's like incentive token, pumped like crazy.
So what would the mechanics be of something cool built on Tink? Is there anything that you don't want to build, but you're like, ooh, what if this was built?
I have 2 ideas, but unfortunately, it's too early.
Cool.
I call one the Death Star.
Nice.
It just takes on everything. But yeah, I don't want to reveal.
Cool.
Like, I want this one to be 100% a go before we do it. Yeah. And I had to think about the game theory around it, because and it has to be, that particular token will be distinct from Titan Farms. I think it will be a new token launch. But I want something that's like, because if I'm founding a token in Titan Farms, it's like on Titan Farms, and that's like a conflict of interest in a sense, right? But I want also something that's like in the Titan Farms app that's dedicated to Tink potentially. So I have an idea for each one of those. Our team has been working on that, thinking about what's next. But I think it would be cool to have both, because this Death Star idea is like, it's definitely a competitive token in and of itself. So I wouldn't want it to be like featured on farms. That's like a little bit unfair. But then also there's good stuff for Tink you could build. Like pooling Tink, for example, like if everyone pooled their Tink. Yeah, I can't say it on stream just yet, but anyway, it's like cool stuff. People can play with their Tink, right? That's, if you look at PancakeSwap, all the stuff they do with Cake, right? They do a lot of different stuff with Cake on PancakeSwap. There's a lot of good ideas there.
Well, and that's what we're kind of doing with AwesomeX. Because AwesomeX is actually designed to be an input token, because that's why we're building all this stuff on AwesomeX, because I want people to be able to use their AwesomeX for other cool stuff instead of just trying to hodl it. Because for me, I get froggy with my stuff. I want to use it for something, and so that's what we're doing. We're creating all this stuff that uses AwesomeX as the mint to mint these protocols. And in order to get AwesomeX, you have to use TitanX. So that's the other thing. TitanX is gonna have another mining run. Now that will probably happen fairly soonish. I think it's like a -3% right now on a max miner. I'm not, maybe it's a little less today.
That's a little bit more than that. Yeah. But then the crazy part is, I remember when the mining ROI was like -92%. Everybody's like, oh, it's never coming back. And we were there like a couple of days ago.
Right.
So like that's the thing with crypto. People heavily underestimate how fast and violent crypto can move. Yeah, which is why they always get left behind. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I was about to say that, like, people are dumping right now. I can't believe it. This is the worst time possible to dump.
It is the worst time. If you know what's coming.
Right now, Morales is doing a DragonX giveaway on Twitter. So for everyone that's watching, go to Twitter and participate in the DragonX giveaway. We're basically deepening our relationship with Morales as much as we can, and this is the next step. So yeah, there's just a lot of good marketing stuff that's coming up. So if you guys want to participate in that giveaway, just please head over there. I think I already retweeted it. But yeah, another thing.
I'll post it in the chat here as well.
Thanks.
And what people, I mentioned this on I did a stream with Callum yesterday. And what people can't, they're maybe not seeing what you created, Jake, because the long-term vision, when you really look at the long-term vision, the 2,000 days. So it's like 2,000, what about 5 years? So it's like that long-term vision, it's going to, you're going to be able to max mine 800 TitanX per day on 280 days for 1 ETH after 2,000 days. This is going to be 224,000 TitanX for a max miner, and it's going to cost 1 ETH. I don't even want to do the numbers on that. When you do the numbers on that, it's like, it doesn't even, it's like the price floor is going to be so high. Like it's literally going to cost between probably like 12 cents, depending on the price of ETH at the time. I mean, maybe we're speculating. So it's like ETH could be, say ETH is the same price it is now. It'd be like probably like a 1 cent TitanX at that time, like not 1 cent TitanX, but I'm just saying the price floor would be worth 1 cent. That cost that much to mint. Now, if ETH was 30K, which I think would be reasonable over the course of like 5 years, maybe that would be a 12 cent cost per TitanX. For max,
so,
and you gotta wait 280 days to claim it.
This is one of the things that with DragonX, a lot of people confuse mining as a core of the protocol, but mining is just a fair token distribution model. That's all it is. So I'm working on a new landing page for Titan that will explain DragonX, BuildOnTitanX, the ecosystem, as like the lander TitanX.win, and then people can click mine TitanX to go to the mining page and see the stats. But mining is not the core of the protocol. It's like 20%. It's cool. It's nice. It's a closed loop. It's nice. But the actual design of TitanX is to have a community build on it and give it utility through building, which is why it is what it is now. So like 20% is the mining, and then 80% is the actual building. So even if mining ROI never goes profitable again, who cares? You just have a capped supply hyperdeflationary token with 100 plus use cases.
But people can also still get it if they wanted to still get it. You know, it's still gettable because it's still mineable, which means all the protocols can still have, eventually people can still be getting TitanX to participate, like always, if they want, even if it's a negative ROI.
Just buy it on market. They just buy on market.
Or buy on market. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually what I would answer what TitanX is becoming. Like if someone said, what is TitanX? I think it's so funny people calling it a Ponzi and stuff. It's like, it doesn't even, the buy and burns don't even do anything anymore. It's an app store. It's like the app store for DeFi. You come here, it's like a launch pad, you get venture funding, you get the best auditors you can be connected to. It's like becoming the Android for DeFi, you know? It's like anybody can come here, they can build their app, and they can plug into TitanX, they get immediate funding, immediate advising, they get access to live streams for marketing. Why would you launch a DeFi product anywhere else? That's really where we're headed.
I would never. Where else would I go to build? Like nowhere. Like there's nowhere else to build. We have the most geniuses in one concentrated area that are building all right here, and everybody is innovating. Like it's literally like TitanX is innovation. I keep saying that because it's true. It's like the innovation that Steve just did with Volt, and that was just the first part of Volt. Now the pillars are happening, and then the Volt wheel is going to connect them all. I don't even know what's about to happen with that. It's going to be massive. It already is massive, but that's just one piece of innovation. And we're innovating on hybrid NFTs. We're innovating in so many different, the buy and burns. I mean, one influencer was talking about Pulse Chain. I don't have anything against it, but like he was like talking about a big deal. Like Pulse Chain just burned 3% of their entire supply. I'm like, why are you calling that a good thing? It's like 3%. Guys, we're burning like 70% like on these protocols. Like, where's this 3% thing? But we're innovating on so many levels that I think that is it's unprecedented. This is the best community in crypto, and we only have 17,000 wallets. So when you think about 17,000 wallets, that is an easy 10x number. Especially when Shogun comes out, if we go to 170,000 wallets in 6 months or something, or maybe even 300,000 wallets, which I don't think is even out of the realm of possibility. That's a lot of economic energy that comes into this system, a stupid amount. I mean, I don't even know what that means for the system yet, but I think it's realistic.
Yeah, because all of these other legacy DeFi communities, they're basically, they rode that banana zone, that big exponential wave of adoption, So they have all of these community members. A lot of them aren't even engaged anymore, but I don't see why we won't experience, if the adoption comes again and if the bull market rages again, I don't see why we won't have the same path, you know, because we have such activity on Twitter. And the thing is, as the TitanX price goes up, you get all this venture funding. Like, it's going to be too juicy not to build on TitanX, because the amount of money that you can get for your project is going to be so high, and you have all these DeFi educated people. So
we're all united in one goal. That's the thing. Like, we are not. This is not a cannibalistic building situation. This is the Build on TitanX ethos has to be adhered to, or else we do not even talk about those protocols. So this is why some people are like, well, too many protocols is going to be bad. I actually don't think that's true. In fact, I have a feeling like, say we get 888 Build on TitanX protocols, say we get 8,888 TitanX protocols who are all doing the same thing, burning, locking, staking TitanX. It's like, I don't think that all that is we're the Spartans, we're the Titans. We're focusing our economic energy in one place for one goal, for one purpose, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to do all these other pairs. It's like, we're not doing that here. It's very different what we're doing.
I think this is something I was talking about with Kool-Aid was, so they're competent people, and they also chose to build on TitanX. Like, the builders on TitanX are not stupid people. Like, they're some of the smartest people around, and they do it for a good reason. Because even, let's say you build a protocol on TitanX with the Build on TitanX ethos, even if, God forbid, you don't get any adoption, you get built on via proxy. Because as people build on TitanX, you capture that value by just being in the TitanX ecosystem, even if nothing happens to your protocol. So people build on you by proxy. And in our community, if you come up with a good idea, like for example, Shogun, I already have 2 or 3 people reaching out to build on Shogun. People don't even know what the fuck it is yet. Like and I'm not the only one. Like, a bunch of protocols just have people reaching out. Hey, I want to build on your thing. I want to build on your thing. So you get capital to start your project. Not like VC funding, but people want to participate and build on TitanX protocols with fair launches. You get instant community adoption and marketing. You instantly have a community of 10,000 people talking about you, streaming about you because you follow the ethos. Everybody supports each other. You get builder support by proxy. All the builders want to help other people build. And you also get literally built on by proxy or directly built on just by being built in the ecosystem, so you're never alone.
Yeah.
Because things die when they're left alone, and in TitanX ecosystem, you're never left alone. If your idea is good, you're never left alone. That's so cool to think about.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just think about, you know, like for example, Phoenix. You know, Column has just like come out of nowhere, and now he's streaming with everybody. He has like a great protocol that's coming up. You know, he's just an ambitious young guy who wanted to build something, right? And here he is, and now he has more traction than like a lot of startups that actually are trying to start companies. You know, and look at Titan Farms, for example. Like, we built this amazing product. Everyone is really happy with it. It's a perfect product market fit. And people ask us, like, how much did we raise to build that thing? You know, like that's the power of this community. It's actually incredibly powerful. There are people who are begging VCs for 500K, you know, and you can just come here and you can build real shit for, like, just if you're smart and you can build it, you know. It's really impressive.
Hey man, 33 million? 33 million in liquidity, because I remember even in the last DeFi market when farming was ranging, if a farm had like 8 million in liquidity, everybody's like, oh, this is very well adopted.
It's amazing how much, I mean, there's no better place to build. You get access to so much funding.
And we have locked LPs. So it's like, this is also unheard of, like locked forever. You know, so we're really protecting our community as well as we are growing it. And I think that's really important, actually, to protect the people that are helping this all work. So I really like that. And I love Plan A, the Plan A and Mike Dean Spaces every week. I mean, so everybody is so passionate about protecting the community that we're building. And I love that part about what we're doing.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. I'm excited for Ouroboros too, when people don't even need to sell their tokens.
Ooh, me too.
There's a huge supply sink potential there.
And we're going to have our own stable coin in the ecosystem. I mean, like, I don't know if people wrapping their head around what that means, but it's a big deal.
It's crazy there's only 17,000 wallets.
Right.
And Stray has
to be
50. Stray's got 50 wallets. Like I got like 10. So it's like, how many people really is that? It's like we probably only have 8,888 people. Maybe more. I don't know. But like, it's like a lot of people have multiple wallets. So I mean, when the wallet number goes to 300,000, that's going to be, a lot more people. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah. The crazy thing with the wallets as well is, so I like looking at the holder adoption rate, and even during the cleansing that we had, we gained 100 users. People are like, "Fuck yeah, this is an opportunity," and that's so good to see. And there's my boxing dummy. He'll pop up every once in a while. But the other thing with the TitanX holders is it's a relatively deceiving number in a positive way, because I look at a lot of wallets on chain, and a lot of these wallets only participate in BuildOnTitanX protocols, and they don't hold any TitanX. So it could actually be around 17,000 actual users, or 15, maybe 12.
Yeah, it would be cool if someone ran a script to look at all the bot protocols to see how many are actually holding TitanX and how many aren't. Or they might hold some TitanX, but maybe the threshold for how much just to get in.
I mean, I'm holding only a little bit. I'm holding it to use it. I feel like TitanX is my fuel. It's like I use TitanX to participate. Like I don't really need to hold it to personally. I want to buy it to use it, and then I got to buy more to use it more. And the one lesson I've learned, because I faded DragonX during the dark times, I didn't fade it
Common story.
Of the ecosystem, but I faded it during the dark times, and I faded my baby DragonX too. I was on everything. Good thing I didn't fade my hybrids, but one lesson I've learned from all that: never fade BOT, because these buy and burns are going to come right behind you and just devour your fade, and you're going to be out at that level. And so it's like, I don't want to fade anything. But the thing is, now Volt's coming out with all these pillars that you're going to use I don't want to fade my Inferno, but I definitely want to get into bull. I don't want to fade my E280, but I definitely want to get into gold. Anyways, it's very interesting, like what's happening right now. And I think that it's all leading to this master plan that's working. So
maybe it's a good stat for Mike Dean to pull up the unique users of the protocol. Like if the person has like less than $100 of TitanX in there, then maybe, I guess you'd probably have most people engaging in most protocol, or a number of protocols. So maybe that's not a good metric.
Yeah,
so I'm trying to get at unique users.
Saying, Jake, is that
who's gotten the most unique users into TitanX? Which bot protocol?
So you're saying the 17,000 wallets is the TitanX number, but what you're saying is there's more wallets that are participating because some wallets only have BOT protocol tokens in there. So actually, we should add up all the wallets on BOT and TitanX, kind of see that real wallet number.
Yeah, that might be a little bit confusing. Yeah, you just add a margin of safety on top of that, because it's a large percentage, man. Like a lot of people, like even Volt brought in a lot of new users in the ecosystem. Like I look at the Volt wallets that were selling during this cleansing, and they almost all solely helped Volt, nothing else. So like the idea of protocols bringing in new adoption is absolutely working. Like it's working like a charm. Every new protocol attracts a different type of user. Farms attracted a different type of user, and that's so cool, because in the world of advertising, you have different ad campaigns that speak to different pockets of the audience, all promoting the same company under the ad structure. So for example, they would use a 70-year-old woman to talk about something. They would use a 30-year-old woman, a 20-year-old woman, a teenager. They would use a man, an older man, a guy with a beard, a guy without a beard. And all of those speak to different people that attract different people into engaging in their services, etc. We see the exact same thing happening with TitanX. Some people like mining. Some people like hyperdeflationary stuff. Some people like store of value. Some people like farming. Some people like auctions. Like, sick.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not even like a PvP game anymore, because there are so many different games you can play, and you can just farm, and you can just benefit by just holding and getting APY from other traders, and it's fantastic. I'm really interested to see what Brandon does with Morpheus, because he has a big following of Pulse Chain people. So I bet we'll get a lot of unique users from that. Like that's fantastic. That's what we need, is like someone who has a reputation, who already has 10,000 people on their Twitter, to come in and decide to build. That would be fantastic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. We just need a forever burner. That's the problem I'm trying to solve. Hydra is kind of that, but we need something that's like hardcore, that is detached from a mining ROI, but more instant like an orb. Once we have that, oh man, it's just liquid supply.
We're thinking along the same lines now. But I have this idea
Yeah.
for the desktop too. Yeah, it'd be interesting. We should talk about it, but when we
Yep.
get it fleshed out a little bit more.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that's missing. Because right now, because I try to keep track of the number. BuildOnTitanX protocols burn 5 to 10x the amount that the buy and burn used to burn a day. So BOTs
That's
are already
insane.
5 to 10 times stronger than just a normal buy and burn. So the transition has happened. People just need to mentally catch up to it. And if they don't catch up to it, well, the machines don't stop, you know? They're like, oh yeah, let's give them some time. The machine's like, hey, I'll program to do this, I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's the beauty of having TitanX Sub Premium subscription. I can watch the TitanX supply just go off a cliff. And I can see that it's been significantly. And that could be something cool for like a TitanX stats page, daily TitanX burned or something. I think for our DragonX landing page, we're going to do all the protocols that are burning, how much they burned and how much they're burning each day of DragonX, as well as like an overall stats on how much has been burned.
Yeah, I've been trying to find a way to track it over days so people can see the liquid supply similar to Premium TitanX Hub, but then on the stats page. Because right now, the way I keep track of it is I track numbers in a Google Sheet every day. So I can see the transition with like graphs, but users can't. Because it's relatively hard because you need to have like a database of history, etc. I kind of have that now, but not the full history. Maybe there's a way to get that on the stats page via an API or something.
Yeah, most likely.
That would be sick. Yeah, because then it would hit hard.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what the fuck? Exactly.
TitanX burn today, you know, like put that up.
Right.
TitanX burn yesterday. You could have burning
cool
forecasts.
Definitely.
I'm going to talk to Mike on how to do that.
So guys, I would stay on this for the whole time, but my movie shoot people are calling me and telling me I got to get to set and I'm late already. But I love you guys and I appreciate everything here. We are in the mint cycle 3 right now, so guys, go to awesomex.win and mint your awesomex. And I'm gonna say bye right now, but I appreciate you guys. It's great being on here.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man. See ya. Peace.
Peace. Yeah, I'm pulling out some stats right now. I love it because there was this big.
Go ahead.
There was this big. Hey, dude. How you doing?
What's up? Excellent.
There was a big, seller, DragonX seller. We had this big whale, and he's almost out now. It's really, really nice because we're still getting adoption, daily adoption. Like, we're growing at about 30% per month, which is really good. So yeah, today we had like 20 new users, something today. So even during these dips, we're still adding users, which is really, really good. That means you're building a base, you know. I love to see that.
I mean, the craziest thing, because I was tracking as well very closely. He's the number. I don't post it on Twitter because I don't want to pocket watch other people publicly. But it's a good stat to look at because even during that, the DragonX chart on the TitanX ratio didn't give a single fuck. 0 fucks given, just sideways. Tick, 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 tick. And I was like, damn, this is strength. That's crazy.
100%. Yeah, it was so good. People are really underestimating these protocols, you know. Like if you're, I guess it's just people who are new who don't recognize that like you have to have a consolidation, you have to have redistributions. At every new level, there needs to be redistribution. In TitanX, we have these bot protocols that are basically redistributing the tokens and burning them, right? Which is fantastic. Plus, you get adoption on top of that, and whales are going to cause dips, you know. It's part of the game. But the stats look really good. Like under the hood, it looks really, really good.
I feel like it wasn't that long ago when everybody was fudding DragonX and you're like the market's just irrational. The market's irrational. And, you know, like DragonX was trading below 1-for-1 on TitanX and everybody's like, failed project, this is trash. And you're like, that was not that long ago. And then it's like people will slowly figure it out. It's just, I don't know.
The FUD was legendary, man. I mean, I'm glad that people are getting their 8% without a battle now. My God, that I have to fight for that 8%. And now people are just like, yeah, 8%, 8%, 8% here, 8% there. It's all
Yeah.
good though. It needed to be that fight needed to happen because people need to be properly compensated, right? That's why we get awesome builders. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, that was a different time, and it wasn't that long ago. You're right.
No.
6 months
No.
ago, basically.
Yeah.
Actually, let's
Yeah.
check how old is DragonX. So DragonX was launched 9 months ago.
9 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy,
So
not
I
even a
mean,
year.
6 months. Yeah, I would say about 3 months in is when a lot of the fun. I don't know. I'd have to look at the chart again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and when everybody was flooding, I was like, oh yeah, I'm buying my damn position because it was so logical. I was like, dude, this is simple math. Like, how are people screwing up this?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I do feel bad for people that get. Yeah. Go ahead, dude.
I mean, I was, I do feel bad for those people that make those bad plays, but at the same time, it's kind of a survival of the fittest type of situation. Like in all markets, somebody has to make that buy high, sell low. By them doing that, that's putting more money in all the believers' pockets. Everybody that stays in DragonX and understands what it's about, it just supports us when people sell at a loss on any of this stuff, and we saw that through TitanX for several months. How many people were selling TitanX at all-time lows for months? All that is just like supporting us down the road, I feel like. So it's just my
You
thought.
can do some bragging. You can do some bragging about Element 280 because the next payout distribution is bigger than the last two combined.
Oh yeah. It's it is so amazing to see. Even with like the dip, like the USD value is still higher, but like if you're looking at the actual element tokens, yeah, it's so massive, so massive.
How much is it?
We're at 228 billion element tokens paying out this, which there's still 45 hours to go. So this is a weekly payout. In USD, it's at 315K in less than 1 week. Last week it was like what 250K something, or I'd have to double check
USD,
how many
yeah.
tokens.
But it was less tokens.
Yeah, much less. It it's just amazing to watch, and like I really am enjoying watching like the all the volume that's running through the entire ecosystem because of this, like massive amounts of volume. Now, obviously, nothing compared to like what Titan Farms is adding as far as liquidity and volume, but it's still like 90% of this Titan X that's going in, actually 100% of it is buying ecosystem tokens. Like that's creating immense amounts of volume in that sense. And then just all the people compounding their positions in Element 280, they're constantly selling E280 for Titan X and then reminting. And that's just creating this circle of volume, insane amounts of volume. And that's where all the rewards are coming from, is exactly like, I have to give you props, Jake, because we weren't initially going to run this where you could claim during the mint phase. We wanted to just run through it and then people claim. And you're like, but what about compounders? And I was like, maybe he's right. Let me think about this, and that the compounders are what's really putting this whole flywheel into overdrive. Like they don't care about a 16% tax because they're still generating volume, and that tax is paying all of these NFT holders, which is incentivizing more NFTs to be minted. It's a beautiful cycle.
Yeah, but the craziest thing about Element 280 is these rewards don't come from inflation. It comes from taxes paid on market. So it's on market supply. Almost 30% of the Element 280 has been burned. Like, this has been a really interesting use case to watch. This has been very interesting. Because all the builders learn from other builders.
Yeah,
man. Like,
and
the
yeah. Oh yeah. The burning of the tokens themselves actually don't happen but once a week as well. Because like for gas optimization, we didn't want to do burn on every transaction. Since we're already sending tokens to the NFT rewards contract, we're just sending it all there. And then on distribution, that's when we take that cut to burn element 280. So there's the NFT rewards on the pie chart. That's actually including tokens that are going to get burned as well. So like on distribution, we're going to see a massive spike in tokens burned.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
see it.
know.
Yeah, under NFT rewards is 337 billion element, and on the rewards is 228. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's a pain in the ass to separate those. I'll have to look into doing that. Like right now, that chart is just tracking that smart contract, but that smart contract's holding all the tokens that haven't gotten burned yet. So there's going to be several billion that get burned on distribution. So it's not
really
all
4 billion
going to
DragonX?
liquid. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive. This is impressive, man. I need to look deeper into this. I'm sorry, I've been so busy in my own thing, but this is really cool.
And that's the whole selling point of E280 is for those people that don't have the time to look into every single project. This project has an LP with every single one of those tokens. So by holding element 280 tokens, you're absorbing the chart on every single ecosystem token. If DragonX goes up, we have an LP with DragonX, so we're going to absorb that price appreciation. And obviously it gets arbed down some across all the pairs, but that's only if DragonX goes up. If TitanX goes up, all the ecosystem projects go up. Element 280 goes up on every single pair. But as individual ecosystems go up and down, E280 is absorbing that price up and down. But yeah, 10% of everything going in is burning ecosystem tokens. Like we really wanted to support the entire ecosystem, and it was easy for us to make that decision because we're paired on top of it. So by burning DragonX, we're supporting you, but that's supporting us because we're built on top of it. So that's why we were like, you know what, let's burn all these tokens. And I think it's working beautifully. Like I said, like we're seeing massive amounts of increase in volume and buy pressure across the board on every single ecosystem pair, and including TitanX. I've been looking at like mints with ETH, and I'm impressed with the amount of minting with ETH that is happening. And all of that minting with ETH is just buy pressure on TitanX in the background. And then buy pressure on the entire ecosystem. So
I like that. That was a good touch.
Yeah. So if you want a piece of those NFT rewards, you got like 45 more hours. And if you mint an NFT before that distribution, you get a piece of it. Yeah, 45 hours.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the comments.
Oh yeah, any questions?
Is this Mike Dean?
Give you API.
Yes, give me API access. Hell yeah.
No.
You're gonna have to put the bill
Maybe
for
that's-
help.
Maybe.
It's probably gonna be a lot. Titan Farms. Oh my gosh, that is expensive.
What is expensive about farms? The APIs?
Developing.
All the RPC calls. Price
Oh,
updates.
man. Oh yeah, RPCs are not cheap. I'm paying like almost over $1,000 a month for RPC calls.
Yeah, we're paying more than that. But it's all good.
Yeah, exactly. That's also why the Genesis is important, man. Like these things are not free to run. Unless it's a very simple protocol, like it requires infrastructure fees or servers you need to pay, RPCs you need to pay. Like to make things run smooth and load fast, you need good infrastructure.
Yep. Yeah, audits and infrastructure cost a lot. Like if you want to do it totally super pro,
Yeah, man. I was so happy when you guys did the audit with Pushov, the second audit for Titan Farms, because I was fucking shitting myself. I saw the liquidity coming. I'm like, fuck, thank God.
Yeah, he's really good. He's now like the designated auditor for Uniswap.
That makes sense.
Like,
Because he's done a lot of these like yield deck style protocols.
He was a good fit for us because we tied to the Uniswap pools, you know.
Great point.
Said it is Mike Dean with an alt account. He's creeping on us.
Is it?
Yeah, text me on Telegram DM. I definitely want to get that on the stat page because that's gonna blow people's minds off. Because everybody's like, yeah, okay, TitanX is burning. But then when you see that chart, you're like, that's not burning, that's just fucking full on disappearing. It's like off a cliff. Like it's not just like 0.01% a day. We're talking sometimes full percentages a day. Like it's absolutely wild. What's up, sir?
What's up, Marco?
Morning, fellas. What's up, man?
Morning.
What's going on? Excuse my
Welcome to the stream.
my one of my windows. I don't know how it just broke last night, so I'm waiting for the window guys to come fix it. But yeah, what's going on? How you guys feeling? You guys survived the little dip? You survived it?
Man, I was laughing so hard.
I love it.
That's
man.
such an interesting time to sell, I have to say. Like, why would you sell before? Why would you sell right before Ouroboros, you know, and right before the inflation ends? Right before the 369, right? When all this capital comes in, because it's not just DragonX that gets ETH to play with, right?
Yeah. So what I
It's
came up with
60%.
theory is I think why people did it is I think people thought it's going to be one of those sell new events. So why not sell now, get ahead of everybody else, buy the dip and all that stuff. But what the issue with that is that everybody ends up becoming sheep and they follow it and they don't realize it and they don't realize they're wrecking themselves because you have something behind the scenes that's buying against you consistently, right? And then you don't know what happens. And then next you know, you're chasing the bounce again, right? So it could be a double whammy for some folks. But hey, listen, everybody has their own plans. It is what it is. We love sellers. We love buyers. Come play. Do what you got to do, right? So no discrimination against anybody. But yeah, man, I love it, man. Burn it all, man. Play with it. Do whatever you got to do. Sell, trade, whatever, man. But yeah, dude, what's up, man? You're my favorite guy now. What's up, bro? How you guys feeling?
Oh,
right?
just another day in paradise. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm feeling great. I'm trying to get just, you know, I've got these other projects, you know, in the pipeline. It's like there's no shortage of good ideas, I feel like, at this point in time.
There's not.
It's lovely.
And I do get what you guys meant, right? Where, you know, you guys come out with a protocol or you're about to come out with one and you think you have everything set in stone, all the little features, gimmicks, tricks, you know, all the advanced stuff. And then you sleep on it. And like 3 days later, you could be eating breakfast or on the toilet, or whatever. You're like, oh, I got a better version of it, you know, or like an added feature or something you was missing, you know, the click. And then you go run to the computer, you start doing the diagrams, the flow charts again, and all that stuff. And then you start getting excited, be like, oh my God, this is coming together perfectly, you know? And I get it, man. I get it. And you want to do nothing but grab pen and paper and just like keep on playing with it and keep on playing with it and stuff. So I think last night, I finally came out to the two protocols with the two flow charts of like exactly the T what they're gonna do. And I showed like about 2 people and they were like, whoa, like this is freaking cool. And so Jake,
Yeah.
after you, and then dude, I'll show you, and then Eric, I'll show you right after later, and you know, give some tips, tricks, and you know. But
I totally spaced on that. You did send me a DM. I definitely need to check that.
Yeah.
Totally
Well,
spaced on it.
I'm going to resend it to you because I added a twist to it. Like I changed it up, right? And I think it's much better than what it was before. But it's going to be 2 protocols. All I'm going to say is 2 protocols. One will be built on Matrix at the moment. The other one is built on TitanX, but it does show major love to E280. So those are the 2. And then if those 2 go good, if you know the pattern and everything that I'm trying to do works, then I could actually duplicate it again to another protocol I want to show love to, and I think it'll do phenomenal with. So it's exciting. I think it's a twist that everybody's used to, but they don't really see it. And when they see it, I think they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." So hopefully,
the main thing with having multiple protocols is you want to make them all feed into one core. So you need to decide on what the core is.
Yep.
And then it becomes additive, not dilutive.
Exactly. That's one of the things I was thinking about. So that's why I made a couple of little twists, couple of little things to make sure that it's focused in a certain way. So I agree.
Nice.
Sorry, I think I cut for a second there. Marco, are you building something?
Oh yeah. There's two
nice.
protocols right now. Yeah. So there's a few that I'm talking with some other folks to make, but like two really like this is I came up with myself. I just thought about it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then finally like I got it all set in stone. And then in a few days, if everything goes well, I'll send the white paper. You know, I'm trying to write it all up, and then I'll send it to the devs. I think it's the same devs Steve uses, a couple of people in the community use. And then I send it to those folks. They'll give me the rundown of what they think, what they what needs to be tweaked, changed, and then we'll continue from there. So, yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I can't wait.
Give a hint.
It's gonna be cool, man. like, it's just like, I can say, yeah, one is definitely gonna be built on Matrix, right? I do want to help the hyper section over, right, to help burn and deal with hyper. So Matrix, I know, is gonna be doing that. So I just want to be able to help Matrix out and burn out everything else. And then I want to show love to E280 and help out with that section too.
Do you guys think
Well,
that
thank you.
tradable miners are something that would be interesting for Titan farms? We've considered it. I mean, it's not something that generates a lot of fees necessarily. But
What was
do
that?
you guys think?
What kind of miners?
No, I might be breaking up.
Yeah, you broke up
No,
there.
you're a little bit far away from your mic because you're a little bit quiet.
Is that better?
A little bit.
I was saying, yeah. What do you guys think about doing tradable miners for Hyper Hydra and TitanX? Do you
Like
think it's not necessary? I mean,
I don't think it's
You're
necessary.
saying like, yeah, you're saying like have an open market to where you're selling these to other people.
well, yeah, we could build an
'Cause,
app,
like, you could-
say into Titan Farms that would allow you to create one and then trade it.
That will make a lot of sense if older is better than newer. But since Hyper and Hydra are designed to be compounding protocols, you might actually just get the better deals just starting your own miner. On DragonX, it would have made a lot of sense. Because then, like, wait, I can buy a 200-day old miner that gets a way better rate, way better T rank, and I can buy it off a dude that's capitulating. Hell yeah, give me that miner. That will make a lot of sense.
The only reason I say that it could be good if you incorporate similar what E280 did, where all right, cool, you want this NFT, you want to trade it, whatever it is, there's a fee attached to it, right? That fee maybe goes back into the vortex of Hydro, the vortex of Hyper, whatever that particular protocol is. A portion of that goes back into feeding the buyer burn or whatever is powering that particular protocol. I think then that would be cool, right? So it gets to sell it off without hurting the market, and the exchange happens, but you're still feeding the protocol instead of them just going buying the protocol. So it's still a win-win-win in some sense, maybe that, then that adds a little twist. But if it's just trade back and forth, and like Jake said, it defeats the purpose of them just doing it themselves, because it's just nothing's really happening to it. It's just moving hand to hand. But if it moves hand to hand with some type of feed that boosts the protocol, then yeah, some people are willing to do that, right? Some people are like, wow, this guy has a phenomenal mint. It's a great number. Can I get that myself? If they do the calculations, they're like, well, if I pay a 3% fee or 2 or 4%, whatever it is, it's still in my best interest to do it, and they do it, and the protocol gets fed. So yeah, that's the way I could think about it.
My concern would just be the gas. What would the gas cost be on trading these? And then also, if you're doing that, why not do liquid stakes as well, like tradable miners and stakes? Might as well do it all.
Yeah. By the way, Marco, connect
Sam?
your Twitter and YouTube to StreamYard. You're a builder now. You need to get the word out.
I'll start doing that. Yeah. I gotta get ready.
Yep.
I'm pretty excited.
This is so sick, man. Because we have 8 live streams. We have 4 YouTube live streams going, and 4 Twitter live streams. This is beautiful for marketing. I love it,
man. But actually,
just like you were saying, you go onto Twitter and you just see like the same stream like 4 times. It's like it really throws it in your face. Like, hey, maybe I should check this out.
Oh, yep. I'm gonna connect it to my Twitter. Let's do that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, at least do that. Yeah.
All right. This stream has reached the max.
Man, so you excited about 369?
Yeah, For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. Like I was saying, it's not just DragonX getting ETH either. There's going to be a bunch of people who really like TitanX and TitanX ecosystem projects who are going to get ETH. So it will be really interesting to see what happens when that capital gets injected.
So I cut you off. So I can't. It says that I think there's a 3 limit. But you guys streaming, right? Because it says I reached the max limit. I gotta wait. So, but not a big deal. At least I know I could do this. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Okay, chill.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Actually, maybe I can. Oh yeah, wait. So you just want to do your Twitter?
Yeah, I just was gonna post it to my Twitter just to pass on the feed for you guys and everyone.
Okay, you should be able to now.
Okay, thank you.
There was one double one.
Awesome, thank you. Hold on, wait.
Yeah, the interesting thing about day 369, it's the opposite of day 280. It's not an inflation bump coming out; it's a capital injection coming in.
And people are selling.
So like, it's like, what the hell are people talking about?
So funny, man.
It's probably going to be a big deflationary event for a lot of bot protocols, right? That are feeding buy and burns. Like for DragonX, obviously, it's a big deflationary event. It's like our halving. But for other protocols that are getting that ETH that are going to be putting it to buy and burn, it's going to deflate a lot of stuff. It's cool.
Like Helios.
Yeah, I think the payout to market cap is a much higher proportion than what DragonX has. I think last I looked.
Yeah, so Helios has roughly 1.1 million staked.
I mean, Hydra's burning like the whole entire payout worth of DragonX every month now. So it's just grown so much that it's not even as consequential as it was. Just kind of
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not trying to discount like what you're getting or anything. I'm just saying like for HLX, I want to say the market's irrational.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Gotta love
By the
it.
way, Eric, people keep asking about a zap function. So essentially what a zap function is on farms is you would come in with, for example, TitanX, and it would automatically get 50% of the other side and do it in the farm. There's something small. It's like
Is it just like market buying it on the back end, or like where's the other side come? Yeah, that would be pretty easy to implement.
In the back.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to simplify it. I mean, as it is, you don't actually need to create an LP, which is really good for user experience. But that sounds like a good addition. We should probably get that going.
Yeah, I would say so.
We've been really busy, but yeah, we'll probably get to that.
Nice. Sweet. Yeah, because I've seen it in every one of my comments, like at least 30 times.
Zap. Come in with like ETH, right? New people can come in with ETH and just buy whatever pair they wanted right there. Yeah, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, exactly. So then you would just have one token and it would take care of everything. I probably wouldn't do it on everything, but you could definitely do it on ethTitanX because those routes are relatively simple. But if you need to like sell down one, etc., then that's when it gets complicated. But like the zap in, I think that would be a pretty nice addition.
I agree totally.
Did I mention
it seems to be popular?
We're going to be building a referral system on Hydra. Did I mention that publicly yet?
Not publicly,
I
think.
System?
Oh, okay.
Nah, you want to make it?
By the way.
That's awesome.
One more thing. Yeah, no, we're going to be launching a decentralized referral system on top of Hydra.
Cool.
So people like KOLs and stuff can basically promote Hydra and get a piece of the miner.
Okay.
Now, would you do it where the referral system? The only referral systems I hate, I'm not sure if you could do it any other way, is where it links your wallet to the referral address, So if you push out the referral link everywhere, people know your particular wallet. That's like, I'm not a big fan of
it. Yeah, you just create a fresh wallet though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But let's say if you didn't want it, right? You just want to keep certain things with certain protocols, certain wallets, then it's annoying. But I get it.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's relatively hard. It's hard to do it without linking the wallet because even in transactions you'll be able to see it.
Yeah. So
so people just use fresh wallets. Fresh wallet, use that to create the referral link and then go from there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and then if you want to keep it anonymous, you basically, or at least semi-anonymous, is you would just go directly to an exchange and then into your other wallet.
Yeah, there's also like Railgun, which is a decentralized privacy tool.
Yeah. How long does that last before it turns into tornado cash?
Use it while it lasts. Hasn't been sanctioned
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably have 3 levels this referral system.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's just another way to feed DragonX and Titanx burning.
And it's just like a wrapper. Like you're gonna through another smart contract, you're gonna create a miner, and part of that miner gets cut off to the KOL or the referral, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, for other protocols, I don't know why we couldn't help people implement this themselves as well. Like if they think it would actually drive adoption to their protocol, then we're going to have these contracts for referring people that are pretty generalized.
It's pretty cool.
Or a builder that would want a referral system, like reach out to me.
I might be in guinea pig. That's pretty cool. Awesome.
Excuse me.
I'm thinking if there any other major stuff. So tomorrow, tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow we have the 1-year event coming up. It's like going to be a 2 or 3 day stream. Everybody's coming on.
No, Lotus, I think it's
And
tomorrow.
Lotus is launching during the stream.
Yeah.
And then next month, like November is basically just the month for Steve. We'll just give November to Steve.
Steve
And Callum.
Yeah. Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's going to be a long stream. The thing that I want to see with the stream is I want to see people clip it up and post it all over Twitter, because there's going to be a lot of alpha drops during that stream.
Yeah.
So if you can have like 50 to 100 clips that we can just share out on Twitter, that would really improve the impact by almost a factor of 1,000, like 100 to 1,000x, because it will reach out to new pockets.
A nice minute. It's nice simple clips. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, X. It's a minute, so it works on all these platforms. And it'd be cool. And we got a lot of talented people that does nice little videos. So James, what's
somebody else here?
What's going on, buddy?
Hey,
what's up, man?
Yeah. I just happened to see the link in the founders chat and wanted to join. So thanks for having me in, Marco. I don't think I've ever actually spoken with you like this. So great to meet you over here.
Yes, man. What's up, buddy? I think we spoke maybe once, but yes, correct.
Did we?
Yes.
My memory is not the best, but we definitely appreciate your engagement. I mean, your engagement's incredible.
I appreciate it, buddy. Well, you guys listen. You guys are all doing the work. I'm just gossiping about everything you guys built. So just keep on making stuff. I'll keep on talking.
Yeah, you bring up the good words, though. I mean, the way that you talk about all the protocols, you really just you put your real thoughts into the tweet. You can tell it's not just you don't just throw it out there. You can tell you actually think about those. I can tell.
Yeah, because you got to be responsible with what you tweet out too. I'm not. You don't want to fluff up a protocol if it's shit, right? Because you're just gonna give shit to other people. So you want to be careful with how you present things, talk things, and I appreciate that though. Thank you.
By the way, guys, we just pushed some changes to Titan Farms. Now
I just saw it.
Yeah, you can see the ETH price and GUI.
Nice. Oh yeah, man. This thing's getting better every time.
Yeah, percent of tink burned. The dollar value was already there for total tink burned. So, and also we have the day counter now. So,
did you have the tink overflow was always there?
Dollar value of tink burned is there.
Okay.
Protocol day.
I see it. Yeah. Awesome, dude.
Yep.
Wow.
So
I'm not fluffing you up, bro, but this is one of the most prettiest farms I've ever interacted with. It's clean, it's efficient. What's needed is needed, is showing. What's not needed is not here. Eric, good job, man.
We have a fantastic dev team and a fantastic designer too.
I think
I've reviewed his stuff a couple times, but his name is Bartek and he is really, really good. So yeah, there's actually a lot of information in a farming platform like this. That's why, but I think we did a good job. Like we have this show details drop down if people want to get nerdy on it.
Sure.
And see where we go. But we keep it simple up front. So
I love the GUI. That's awesome. GUI, ETH price. Yeah, this is getting better and better, man. Good job, bro. Wow.
Definitely open to feature suggestions as well for farms, guys. If you ever
it's in the damn gray that you can't see. I was giving Mike Dean the same shit. Can't read this.
Change the font color. Yeah, you're right.
Put it in bright orange for you.
right?
No, you don't want it too bright because you don't want it to like overwhelm the user, like you were saying. No, it's nice. It's like one of those things like once you know it's there, then it's perfect. But if you don't realize it's there, you can kind of gloss over it really quick and easy and not notice it. So
I'm backing
Yeah.
Mark Dean. I like that, Gray.
You do kind of need to squint. You do kind of need to
A
squint.
little hard to see.
For this.
But it's funny because, dude, like I have a couple of onboards that they love Helios. Like they love it, right? These guys love it. But every time they visit the website, they're like, every time I finish visiting the website, I get a fucking tan. It's nice and bright and it's orange, everything, you know? They're like, I'm getting tan. Watching the screen is hilarious, bro.
I've been wanting to revamp that website for a while now, and it's just like, is it worth it? You know, especially because like I'm adding new things, and I'm making it even worse. Like the more I add to the website, the more it would be to revamp the whole thing. And I'm like, you know.
Well,
I'm just like in love with the 280 website, and like I'm like after seeing how pretty like I could have a UI, I'm like I need to redo Helios. I need to. But
yeah, one time you could do it.
It is what it is. Yeah.
It's a reminder of just progress for you, right? You get to look back and like, wow, this is what I had, and this is how I improved. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake, when I first joined, or maybe when I was in backstage, I heard you say that November is, what was it, Steve's month? He's got a lot coming out, right? So we're interested, you know, because Scale is looking between like the 1st and the 5th or so. So if you want to look at the numerology, we'd love to get your input on it. Both audits came back. The code is public.
Nice.
The audits are public and code is public. We just have to I have to add a disclaimer in the white paper. You can already see it in the white paper. It's already there. But we would love to hear your numerology take on it.
What's the option?
Whenever you get to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. November 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. We don't want to be too close to the 8th. I know there's a protocol launch on the 8th.
There's a bunch of them.
Well, I mean, there's only one on the 8th, I think.
Yeah.
And then no need to decide now. I mean, you can get back to us.
Yeah, you definitely want to avoid the 3rd of November because that's a 4-day.
Oh, avoid the 3rd? Okay, yeah. That's Sunday, I think, or something.
And also November 4. So not 3, not 4. So now the options are 1, 2, and 5.
Okay.
1, 2, 5.
Any of those particularly stand out as good to you? Like because of the day of the week, or any feelings that you get, or anyone on the stream, you know, anybody get a certain feeling about it?
Let's see.
I do like the
7th of November is good. 7th of November and 7 and 8 are actually the better dates.
Well, somebody's
5
launching on the 8th. Somebody's already launching on the 8th, so we don't want to do that. Even though it's a 14-day launch. Say it again.
5 is probably the best. It's a 6 number. 6 is the number of community.
Okay. That sounds reasonable. That sounds like a good one. We're streaming with Mike Dean on, I think it's his Wednesday. Streaming with Smooth and Crypto on Monday. And we're going to announce the snapshot very, very soon. So yeah, 5th of November, we will take your recommendation, Jake. You've brought us so far and haven't been wrong. Like literally, I don't believe you've been wrong yet. So
the prediction.
When it comes to launches, just avoid 4s. That's the golden rule.
Yeah.
Yep. Every other number is fine. It's mainly just, especially in crypto, you want to avoid 4 because everything that ever touches a 4, like in launch date numerology, always gets sued or some bad shit happens.
Oh.
That's funny.
Yep.
That's dope. Okay, cool.
Well, two of our 5% Volt donatees are here. So 5% over to DragonX, 5% to Helios. We respect your protocols. Of course, Eric, we've got a special place for DragonX. Without you, we wouldn't be anywhere of what we were. You know, you really helped us you helped us architect the protocol. You've done amazing things with DragonX. I feel like I can't buy enough DragonX myself, nor can we, as a protocol, own enough in our rewards wallets and all those things. So, you know, not to just say everybody's doing a great job, but literally everybody's doing a great freaking job. It's all coming together.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, you guys have a pretty puffy treasury of DragonX now, right?
Well, yeah, it's getting up there now. Well, now that we've got 280, there's a constant revenue stream, so we are not afraid to pay for skillful audits and actually pay our moderators, the full-time people, putting people to work. It's more than just a protocol to me. This is not just a side. It started out as a side project, as a let's see how it goes. It's turned into much more than that, though. At this point,
that's dope.
Yeah, and like thinking about the 369 payout, like that's supporting DragonX, but that's also supporting all the protocols built on top of it, which is I feel like I can't say that enough. The bonded liquidity plays in TitanX are just so amazing. Like it's really what stands us apart. And
it's smart, man. It's smart. It's bonded liquidity like 2.0. It's like a next level type of thing.
Yeah.
It's just bonded plus everything's focused just to buy and burn the exact same thing. It's freaking awesome, man. Really cool.
Founder collaboration is a big piece too. I mean, you get in some ecosystems and you can't find 2 people out of 10 people. You can't even find 2 or 3 people that like each other. And that's here, right. There's so much collaboration going on. So much collaboration.
Correct. Yeah. Right. Is you could try. Listen, right? Somebody could come and try to build the same TitanX, try to copy all the same things, do all that stuff. But if you don't got the other protocols that's like TitanX and comes and does everything and focuses on the exact same thing, and then on top of that, like James said, all the community members, all the builders, they all work together, talk to each other, help out each other. It's tough. It's extremely tough because you're looking at 3 different things that has to be so aligned to work to compete to something like this, right? It's like, where are you going to find that? Where you could get 10,000 random people with like about 40 different builders all agreeing to do one thing, and not only that, but help each other out. Figure, oh, you got a bug over there, bro? Don't worry about it. I'm going to help you out with that bug, Hey, dude, you could tweak this, make your thing better, like, where do you see that? Nowhere. Yeah. Everybody's trying to be better. Everybody's trying to outsmart the next person. Everybody, and then the worst part is like they're hoping for the other projects to go down. They celebrate it. It's like, you don't find that anywhere here. I love it.
No way do we want other projects to go down.
Not yet, because anything can happen in the future, but I doubt we'll ever feel that, because you build something, it helps everyone else, right? Another person builds something, it helps everyone else, right? So it's like, why become that villain if you could just all be partners? It's awesome, man.
But this is the thing that puts our community apart, is one, the builder collaboration, but also, in theory, you could fork everything and build an own ecosystem and be the only sole builder in the ecosystem, but then nobody cares.
Yeah,
it's all one dude. There's no way you can market everything. The fact that everything is decentralized and it's a bunch of different builders with different personality types, different marketing channels coming into one. It's not the code that's important. It's the people around the code. That's the important part. It's the community around it.
I agree.
Because if you can build the best, most epic, sustainable protocol to ever exist, but if nobody knows about it and nobody cares about it, it's worth 0. It's the community that ascribes value to something. So, yeah, the power is just, this is why nothing can ever compete with our community, because they can never get our community. Because even if they compete, let's say they copy everything, nobody's going to fucking support it. Who wants to build on something that's a copy of something else? That's literally a ripoff. Who wants to support a ripoff? Nobody does. So there will never be a community there. Like, all the stars had to align.
Yeah.
Literally all the stars had to align to build something like this. It's insane.
It's cool, man.
Insane.
Cool. And then you think about it, right? The perfect timing when this all happened, right? When you built TitanX, when all the builders came and built their stuff, when all the inflation came out, all this happened under a year, just before the real bull starts to explode, right? Like, you could have asked for a better situation, right? Like, it's dope, man. It's so good.
Hyperdeflation before the bull market.
Right? Insane. And the thing is, we all thought that could end up happening like towards mid 2025 or late, right? And we never expected 15, 20 protocols come out of nowhere and burn this much and be this aggressive, right? Like, we never predicted this. Never. We were all busy cursing at Eric with DragonX, right? And now look where we're at, right?
I wasn't. I mean, let me just put that out there. I wasn't. Number one, I didn't have a lot of stakes, but number two, when he says someone would have built this, I mean, it's obvious somebody would have built it. So
Yeah.
it's good that a benevolent whale has the right, attitude and ethos in there. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
being paid
remember-
to say any of this, by the way.
No,
And
I
Eric
do-
and I
do
do
you
not agree on
remember,
everything,
James?
but I do agree on this one, full 100%.
Do you remember if it was the DragonX launch first or Helios?
Dragon.
DragonX, sure.
DragonX,
DragonX was first.
and then Helios,
DragonX
right?
was first,
Yeah.
Helios,
Yeah.
then I launched like 3. Then Helios cursed Gwei. It went from like 50 to 180 or 200. And, the curse. That's why he doesn't like to talk about Gwei at all. If anybody mentions it in like a dev chat, he loses his freaking mind. So
That's why he attacked, the farm's Gwei fonts. He saw the fonts of Gwei and he attacked it.
I am so happy that Gwei didn't get out of control with E280 because it stifles, the small people,
It does.
So yeah, like I was worried about people
Just-
minting commons and spending more in gas than the common NFT is worth, but no, it's been beautiful. Yeah. Now that it's out, I'm okay with it. But yeah. Oh man,
Yeah.
we know Gwei is coming up.
I remember when DragonX launched, and everybody started attacking Eric. I was like, guys, we finally have a fucking builder. Don't attack me. I was like, I'll go down with this one.
Get him.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like I said, just that first day when he announced it, I was so mad at Eric. Like I was pissed off because I made a fat fucking stake. Like I was like, I'm calculating all the ETH and everything's gonna happen. And then he announced he's gonna do it. I'm like, this fucking guy, this and that. And then next day, like I said, I was talking to my wife about it. And then next day when it finally clicked, I fell in love with him. I was like, oh, yeah. And then I literally, I don't know if you remember when you opened the TG and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, you're brilliant. I love you. And I was just like, it's funny because when he kept on getting arrows left and right, like I felt like I was his shield, just defending him. Like, no, leave him alone. Like this is
Thank you,
good.
Marco. Thank you.
I'm like, back up. This is great. I was like, shut the fuck up. You're part of this team. I'm like, I'm not. Like, it's just as great. Like, trust me, guys. This is worth it. And then over time, people started understanding, like, yeah, this is good, And honestly, thank God you did it, man. Like, it played a key role to everything. It is the cornerstone of TitanX. I dare to say that. It really is.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think we got the flack for not just what we took, but what all the other stakers took too.
Oh yeah,
because we only had 26% at that time.
Yeah, people were tight.
I guess people just misattributed all of that to DragonX.
Yeah, man, it was great. Like I had one guy, like he went big too, and he was upset. And then he was like, "Fuck, I might as well just join this damn DragonX freaking." He started going back in there, just helping out. So might as well. He's like, maybe Shogun or this things or something comes and helps us out. I was like, yeah, hopefully they do. Let's see.
I mean, you just have to remind people that your tokens are not gone.
Exactly.
Next will come back.
Yep.
Like these are just you're getting the payouts. It's getting diluted maybe, but like you're still getting 100% of your TitanX back at the end of your stake.
That's correct. And we don't know the future, right? Like, let's be real. We don't know the future, right? Yeah. But there's a lot of people that staked 50, 60, 100 billion, 80 billion, 90 billion, like what that could be in the future. You just don't know. And you maybe can never get that type of bag in the future again, right? And so, surprise, 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, whatever you decided to do, it comes out, you're like, holy shit, right? Like now you're like one of the top players because nobody else has anything left, right? You just don't know. So me personally, I'm leaving it there. I'm not touching it. That to me, that's just like the dream account, piggy bank type of thing. Just leave it there, let it do its thing. So cool.
This is the beautiful thing about hyperdeflation, because we talk a lot about hyperdeflation, but I don't think the average user really understands what hyperdeflation means. So in essence, hyperdeflation is the supply that existed yesterday is more than what existed today. That's essentially what hyperdeflation is, which means that if you have a position and you wait, so if you have 100,000 of a million supply, you own 10% of the supply. But if that supply goes from 1 million to 500,000, now you own 20% of the supply. By doing nothing, you don't have to trade, you don't have to do nothing. You get more and you get bigger by literally doing nothing and just sitting on your ass.
Yep.
That's hyperdeflation. And then because most of crypto is inflationary. All L1s are inflationary. Solana inflates at, it's even higher now, $60 million a day. And free validator rewards. They don't even have to pay to mine anything. They get it for free by being a validator. $60 million a day. and it's doing just fine. So like inflation also has this like bad rep, but inflation is not a bad thing. Hyperdeflation is just a way better thing.
Yeah.
So like I think hyperdeflation is going to hit people like a ton of bricks because now everything that they've experienced at DragonX was under an inflationary supply.
Yeah.
Now that's going to switch. So people are going to have to do the mental adjustment, or they're just going to get left behind because the DragonX that they were in at the start is no longer the DragonX that we have today.
And they can't
It has
get it.
protocols, the best farms in the world, Ouroboros multi-collateral lending, a DragonX backed stablecoin, hyperdeflation hitting. Like, man,
You know, it's great.
that's no longer the old DragonX.
What's great what you just said is that this is what's powerful in this ecosystem, right? That a little guy could get a position on every little protocol, just a simple, nice position, not do anything. Let the market do what they do, and they just rise up. That's all you need to do. I have a couple of buddies that they were pissed off that they didn't jump into DragonX early, right? Like they felt like they missed out. So they DCA'd, you know, they grabbed a couple of billion here and there, just DCAing. And they realized in the past 3 weeks alone, like they moved up, you know, in positions, you know, and they're like, this shit's cool. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, dude, guys, you don't have to, like me, I love doing the ratio trading, all that stuff, right? You don't have to do any of this stuff. You could just purchase your bags, leave it alone, walk away, let the market do what it does. A month, 2 months later, you moved up another position. Just let it do its thing. And if Ouroboros comes out, even better if you wanted. You could, not financial advice, put it down, take a loan against it, go play, and then unlock your tokens when it's worth much more, right? And when it's sitting in there, it's rising in price too because you're not selling it. Other people are, right? So there's multiple ways of doing this, but where else can you get that in outside this ecosystem where every protocol you touch is deflation, or every protocol you have a chance to move up? That's awesome, dude. And not a lot of people spread that awareness. It's dope. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the vesting periods for Ouroboros hitting. Like, I want to see the Jeets show up and start just dumping tokens, and like it's just gonna obliterate the supply. Like I like the way he designed his mint phase. It's very cool. I like it.
He's moving fast, guys. It's, you know, everybody's like, oh, I'll come back 5 days later, 6 days, and you look at it like, oh shit, I could have got like 2 million more tokens if I would have done this, you know? It's quick. I like it. It ratchets up really fast.
Yeah.
Do we have an ETA for that for the actual lending platform launch?
I think it's like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit less than 3 weeks now. He said 21 days, like almost a week ago.
20 something to a month away from launch.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Man, that's gonna be a big one. Damn, because the element. I was gonna say the element 280, dude. I guess it kind of makes sense. And so at Ouroboros, the supply is going to be so scarce.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, the minting phase didn't get that much attention, and I don't know why. I like the tokenomics. It's 100% buy and burn. The buy and burn will start kicking in once the supply comes out. Because right now there's nothing to burn. It's just literally the liquidity that was created. You'll be able to stake your ORX and earn fees on people taking lending against all of their BuildOnTitanX assets.
Yep.
And a lot of people are going to early forfeit their Ouroboros and get way less of the supply in the future. Like it's very easy to build a whale position in ORX.
Yep.
Because like this is my personal philosophy is whenever I get into a protocol, I'll just hold. I don't ratio trade. I don't do anything. I'll just hold.
Yeah.
And then what I do is that when I need money, I just sell down a little bit, go into real dollars, but the rest of my wealth is still in assets. I just liquidate whatever I need for like lifestyle expenses, and usually I just have yield or whatever that I liquidate. I don't even need to touch the positions.
Yeah.
That's always how I personally done it. Because when I go into something, I don't go out of it. I'm like, okay, I believe in this for the long term, and I'm a very, very long term minded dude. Love very long term.
Yeah, excellent position, right? Like, why would you?
Yep.
That's why I'm excited. Man, that's why.
Yeah. And the money's not going to do anything better in my bank account. And it's not going to do anything better in fucking meme coins where you get rucked every 5 minutes. And it's not going to do better in stablecoin liquidity pools where you earn 5% a year. Like there's no better place to be. Just hold it in hyperdeflationary shit. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But like with the 100% buy and burn, people are going to be early claiming, forfeiting some Ouroboros tokens. Now we have more than 100% buy and burn. Like it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yep.
And there's already farms for ORX.
Yeah.
It's just there's a big holdup on the dev. I feel like a lot of people were worried about like non-doxed dev, but
and that's fair. Like that's fair, right?
Like Mike Dean says, it doesn't matter if the code's public and there's audits posted, then like that should be enough to speak for itself.
Yeah, and there's certain protocols that just exist as utility on chain. As long as the code is good, it's audited, it works, has been tested by time. Like, you don't need a guy on Ethereum promoting Liquidity. It's just there, it works, it's the tool, it's like the wrench that you have in your toolbox. You take the wrench whenever you need it. There doesn't need to be a salesperson that shows up at your door. Hey, use that wrench today. It's like, no, it's a tool. You use it when you need it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. You know? Like, I think over
Confirmed
time,
with George.
you know.
Yeah, I talked to George and confirmed. I don't know, Jake, you probably confirmed it too. That the audit actually matches the code.
Yeah, he didn't even
was
need to
one
do
thing.
that. That was a good sign.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I actually got a chance to see his face and talk to him on a one-on-one call. Though he
Nice.
doxed at me, so I've been pushing him to maybe show his face at some point. I don't know. I don't think it'll happen.
The Orbos founder you're talking about?
Yeah, Ouroboros.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I think his philosophy is exactly what Jake just said about Liquidity, which is it's better to just be a utility and potentially even reach other communities if there's no like single founder there. You know.
Yeah, that might be smart, right? Sometimes don't put a if you put that image on that protocol on that particular community, it kind of gets stuck there, right? There's a certain aura, a certain I don't know the word. It sticks. Like people are like, oh, he's from this community. Versus, it's just a protocol itself. It gets to go around if it has to, without that stigma of that particular person. You know. So I get it. I get the both sides. You know, but I think over time people would just get more comfortable, and they do see once everything for Ouroboros is out, and all the audits, everybody gets to feel comfortable reading it, and all the the protocol's fully out, and they get to play with it. And a month or two passes, I think more people will be enticed to actually play with it more and open up more and stuff like that. So,
but they're gonna have to pay more to mint.
Hey, that's not our issue, man. That's the name of the game, right? You want to be, you want to take extra precaution. That's cool. It's just you're missing out the action, and that's fine, right? But
yeah, another big thing is like you don't need to have the ORX token to use the platform. So like it's not like you need to mint or whatever. You can just use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it's not out yet, so once that comes out, I think we'll see a lot more action.
Yeah, use the separate wallet. If you're not sure, if you're scared, use a completely different wallet, all that stuff. Just extra security, and there's a risk. There's always a risk of everything, no matter what. But just be smart with it. That's all.
I think the next experiment in hyper-deflationary might be with scale, because 35% of the mint is going to be going to the TitanX. You can mint with TitanX or ETH, and it's going to be converted to DragonX, and it's all going into the baby DragonX buy and burn, which if we do well in the mint, if people really love it, there could be more in the buy and burn than maybe 25 or 30% of the whole protocol, the liquidity pool. Liquidity's been hanging around 800,000 to 1.3 million. That could be incredible. In fact, I will be reaching out to some of the OGs on buy and burn. We do have a DAO, and we do a vote.
That's great.
But we want to make sure we want to put the right votes in front of people. So these are some things that I've never done before, and we want to do amazing things for the community. So after we launch, no matter what we do, we know it'll be a good turnout. But if it's very, very good turnout, we're definitely going to need some advice. We don't have all the answers at Baby DragonX, so we appreciate the collaboration.
Yeah, I love that, James. Good job.
You can go in with TitanX and Ethereum, and then the Ethereum buys TitanX, DragonX, etc.
Yeah.
Yep,
Nice.
35%. 35% of it.
No,
And
I've
then the
been
other 35%
preaching the
Hydra miners, etc.
Well, the Hydra miners are 11%, so 11% of the initial allocation will start Hydra miners, of which we did really well on Hydra miners. We started $10,000 worth a few weeks ago, and we pulled out 18,000 already, and we still got 2 long-term ones. So we love Hydra. Like that's one reason we wanted to build on Hydra. So we will continue building, creating new Hydra miners, which will also be done through DAO voting. Couple admin keys here. I think Mike Dean's going to grill me. How many admin keys do you have? Who's going to make these decisions? So I can't wait for that, and I will be ready for his questions because he does come up with good ones. But yeah, this protocol, smart contracts, start Hydra miners. We think that's going to be, I don't know, game changer. It's going to be, I think it'll make other people think we can actually do things with these other protocols, not just do LPs with them, not just buy and burn. Maybe we can do something else with them, input tokens, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
What was the liquidity on Baby Dragon X like a month after launch? Like in the early days, how much was it?
Well, it's less than less than in my bank account. So you know the number I do remember. So I don't remember right after launch. The number I remember was $47,000 market cap because it stayed there for like 3 months. So the liquidity was probably 14,000, 15,000.
About half.
Yeah, market
you probably over $1 million. And now you have over $1 million in liquidity.
Well, yeah. Yes, we do. We have 1.1 million. We've been knocking on the door of 3 million market cap for a while now, and we're anywhere between 800,000 liquidity up to like 1.4. 1.4 million liquidity puts us right at 2 million, 2.95 million. We didn't quite break 3 million again. In fact, another story. I think the dude knows this one. We had an all-time high of 4.2 million. So the 420, dude and I were on a call. I was asking the questions. We literally hit 4.2 million for a second and then went back down. Yeah, I feel like it was him. Like I don't know how that happened.
I've had people come to me and they're like worried about the element 280 liquidity. They're like, how is it going to go up? How's it going to go? I'm like, have you seen Baby Dragon X? It went from 50K to 1 million. Yeah. Like, why don't you think that we would be capable of doing that as well? Like, it's, I don't know. It's a dumb FUD, in my opinion.
Especially if you get your volume up, then you get on farms and your liquidity will skyrocket.
Absolutely. We are. Yeah, by the way, is there a chart where you can actually see your average volume per day or just your daily? I've asked so many people, and so we did 83,000, the last 24 hours. Couple days this week we've been 120, 130, 140,000. Does anyone know a chart or a portal where we can see that?
That's on Dex Tools, no?
Thank you. Maybe.
We couldn't find it. Maybe somebody smarter than us.
Chart.
Dex Tools?
You have 1 hour, 6 hour, 24 hour, and 7 day volume and price.
Be right back.
On Dex Tools. All right. We'll poke around there a little bit more.
So you had 63K today, and you had 750K over 7 days.
Okay, so BDX / so on the Dex screener it says 83,000. So maybe that's counting more than just BDX and DragonX. The portals don't always match, by the way. The portals don't always match.
Yeah, maybe it's not checking all the pairs or something. This is a specific pair though. So the BDX DragonX pair.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, it's 85. So did I say 65? I meant to say.
You did. So you had 83. The difference between 83 and 85 is more acceptable to me. We're going to do all we can to knock it over 100. When scale launches, I hope we're doing 200,000 a day, 300,000 a day. I hope we do many X's. I hope people do extremely well. And people that hold scale will get reflections. Many ways to play scale. Many ways to play scale.
By the way, James, have you claimed your Morales page?
No, but we were just talking about it in the chat. Literally, Hexatitan said he said that you were tweeting about it, and I said, "What the hell is this about?" So I went over and looked at it. It looks good, and he actually showed your page too. This is definitely something we'll claim for sure. We'll do.
Nice. Yeah, I would recommend all builders to do that because we're actually developing a pretty deep relationship with Morales that will benefit everybody. We're pushing to kind of get our farms featured on some YouTube streams and stuff. So it's speculative right now, but the more we can do to adopt Morales, I think the closer it gets a lot.
Smart move, very smart move. And Ivan on Tech, he's very active, so smart move.
Yep,
good job. and Ephesians love watching his shows. They love going over there. They love
right? Really?
Oh yeah, they love. I knew Ivan fucking forever, right? So. Trust me, when you go in the chat, you just start laughing. People go crazy for all kinds of things. So, hey, you never know, right? They start seeing the farms, they start seeing Ouroboros, they start seeing all that stuff. Oh, they'll come to play. It'll be great.
Yeah, and if your token is like mooning on a particular day, Ivan covers the top trending tokens. So we've actually been covered on Ivan's stream like a couple times because DragonX was pumping on that day.
Like, what's this DragonX? What's this going on? What's
You saw that?
I mean, laughing, cracking me up. What is this next? You know, like
Yeah, I remember he on the stream he mentioned DragonX, TitanX, is it the same thing? And he was confused.
Yo, his brain was fine. Like, this is too much. What's going on? I mean, laughing, bro. Like, just hit me up. I'll teach you. It's so funny.
I got him in DM. I tweeted exactly how you could kind of communicate it, what the two are, and then I tweeted that out to him and I sent him in DM and he read it. So I think he's more familiar now.
Yeah. I think the day when he decides to sit down and go over everything, I think it's really gonna blow his fucking mind. I really think. I think he's gonna be like, "Holy shit, guys! Breaking news! This is the new thing!" Like this, you know. Like I think he's gonna go crazy. I think he's really gonna be happy. And because, like I said, it's a lot, right? Like TitanX, it could be really simple. It could be tremendously complex with everything's going on, right? It's just you need a flow of understanding. Okay, this is the main thing. This is what to do. And then when people realize like TitanX is just one big ass mall where you could go shopping and play with everything, and everything that happens funnels and feeds the mall. That's it. It's very simple, right? It's so dope, man. It's so dope. And over time, people will get it.
Yeah. Shout out to the community, by the way, because the amount of effort the whole community put in to get on the Morales thing, and especially the content that the community is creating. I mean, these graphics, these scenes, it just jumps out there. And then when you go on the Morales post, the only thing you see is dragons. Dragons. I mean,
dragons, greens.
Dude, it's freaking epic.
Those green circles are so good. They really stand out.
Mark is the best marketing out. Doesn't matter if you're doing like the light, daytime screen, or especially with people like dark mode. Oh, it pops. They're like, what the hell is X? It's just, everything's green, It's so good. It's so good.
Morpheus. When launch?
Soon. #soon. No, we're talking it's within a week, but it's probably days away. So just be ready, and it's gonna be
very launch. Be very loud on the launch date.
Oh, trust me.
We can do a stream, man, if you want. You're building on DragonX. You should come on my channel.
Yes, I will. Invitation accepted. Heck yeah.
Thank you for building on DragonX. I appreciate it.
Yeah, when this whole thing came out with TitanX, and it's the same thing what Marco was saying. When DragonX came out, we were like, really? Is this gonna be what we're all used to? You build something amazing, something else comes, and then it extracts all the value.
Yeah.
This did literally the opposite. Yeah. It just accelerated everything. And I think it's a really good fundamental baseline that everybody can get on top of, because they saw what happened previously. So it gives a lot of confidence to new builders, to new developers to come in and, like Marco was saying, play in the mall. I like to make more the reference of a theme park. We all go to the same theme park, but nobody goes to the same attractions. And within TitanX, it's the same thing. There's so many things built on top of it. Not everybody's going to love all of them, but you're going to love some of them, and that's all you need. So as long as we keep this all vibrant, where everybody's having a party, then as soon when the money is flowing in, which equals a lot of people, where do you want to go? So if you go to a festival and you see 20 tents having a party, you're going to go to the loudest. You're going to go to the loudest party, the one that having dancing outside with rows until you can't see anymore. That's where the people are going to go. So the way the TitanX community is right now, where everybody is just having a blast, everybody helping one another to achieve higher goals, it's so refreshing to be a part of. We needed this, especially some people from other communities that were ostracized and just literally almost chopped off from the from the neck up. It's refreshing. I'm glad to be here for sure.
Well, we're glad to have you, buddy.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we all go way back. We all seen so many things happen in crypto. And yeah, shout out to you, Jake, for creating an ethos that actually everybody wants to uphold to. That's not easy. It sounds straightforward. It sounds amazing on paper, but
Sounds simple,
actually
but it's not
achieving
easy.
it in real life, it's
Not
one
easy.
in a lifetime.
Yeah, that's why when my haters and footers attack him, I'm like, okay, go make your own protocol, right? Get like 10,000 users and get every single builder to work together without any hiccup to follow, your guidance and show me under a year you could do this. Okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Give me under a year.
I mean, yeah, the cool thing about it is I think the ethos worked because I posted something in the founder chat where if one guy talks about it, some people care. If everybody talks about it, everyone cares.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that everybody took the ethos and started essentially talking about it constantly and upholding it. If you see one person doing it, see two people doing it, okay, three people, and then you see like 20 builders do it, you're like, oh shit, okay, now it's the code of law basically because everybody's doing it. Yeah, 100%. Yep. Yeah, I mean that's the cool thing, man. This is why it's so hard. Yes, I'm great at marketing. That's always been my biggest strength. Great at marketing and communication and getting people together. But then actually getting people to also be great at marketing and communicating, that's the key. Because then at that point, it becomes, like you said, a movement.
Not easy. Because look at how many people came out of their shell, right? How many people jumped on streams? How many people made a lot of people on the Titan community, they didn't have X accounts. A lot of people on Telegram was like, I don't have this. Well, a lot of people, they're using it and they're loving it. They can't get off of it, right? And that's all they want to talk about. And it's dope, man. It's pretty cool.
It's a good idea for a giveaway. Someone do a giveaway for new TitanX accounts.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
You could have them sign up and then reply on the giveaway tweet. I think I'm going to do that.
We're actually going to have to. We're actually going to do that. Our X account, first of all, the first one we lost access to because of something. The second one we just got shut down. We were suspended. I mean, we were following your lead, Eric. Not to say that you caused it, but we were going into the threads and the replies and hitting likes and doing 10, 15 tweets a day. So I think the challenge was we have a person in USA, 2 people in Africa, 1 person and 1 person in Southeast Asia, other than me. I think we just did a little too much, probably in too many different places. So we just created a brand new X, and we only have like 50 or 100 followers. So we're doing that. We're actually going to run a promotion.
Yeah, this is an important point. This for in general, when you get your account suspended, it's usually because too many people are on the account. So I like being the only person on an account, because if you go in multiple time zone, it looks like a fake account. Like I remember in the Facebook ads days, you would get Facebook ad days, you would get your account shut off.
Yeah.
For example, you could be running massive ad campaigns, spending 20 grand a day, sometimes even more for clients. But then if you could take your laptop, you travel to another country, you log into your ad account, and your ad account could be suspended because you log in from a different time zone. So you always had to have a VPN on the country you were from when you created the ad account. Like, it was a lot of management there. So multiple time zones is a headache. You always get your account suspended.
Tell me about it.
And when you make a new account, X, you don't want to try to like request to follow everyone like crazy, right? Because it seems the algorithm would think you're a bot, and that's why a lot of people get shut down. I think Flux was having that issue too, where they were just trying to grab everyone at the same time, and then people flood them and they think it's a bot happening, and they got shut down like 4 times in a row. So
I literally had the same thing when I started Morpheus. I took part of what Jake was saying. Get your metric out, get to a certain level you want to go, but Twitter doesn't like it. It's like, there could never be a human being trying to achieve this. So it automatically just kicks you off.
Even if you look like a product or a company or something like that, that's usually the scams out there that they're going to flag it. So just, every few hours you do it. Every few hours.
On new accounts, exactly. On new accounts, it's kind of like with cold email. You will start out sending 5 emails a day, 10 emails a day, 20 emails a day, and over like a period of 3 to 4 weeks, you would scale up to like 50, 100, and then you're going to go higher. So with Twitter, it's the exact same. Just warm up. Start slow, and then day by day, do a little bit more. And then after like week 3, you can pretty much go all out, because then your account is warmed up.
Yeah, when I used to do internet marketing, like, oh my God, like 10, 12 years ago, I used to love that thing. Jake, ClickBank? You ever used it back then?
Oh man, that's the good. Yeah.
That was a moneymaker back then, So, I used to do, capture pages, autoresponders, all that stuff. You do introduction the first 3 days, you wait, then you do the product, and you wait, and then you have other funnels behind it, and then it's the funnel thing. So yeah, it's really similar. You gotta.
It's funny how we all come from a similar background. Like I think internet marketing and crypto has such a big overlap.
Everything, man. I was huge in that shit. ClickBank, man, I was on that thing 24/7. I said, look at what's the best paying thing. Oh, vitamins today. All right, let's do it. That was the best thing, man.
I had no idea what it was, so I need to look that up. It sounds interesting.
That was like the good old days of affiliate marketing.
You know what made me stop doing it? And then I waited like a year or two, and then I jumped into crypto. So I had a partner, and then that I was doing this with, and we built the emailing list almost to 180K people. That might not seem like a lot now. That's huge back then. What a conversion rate, I think it was like 4.5% or something like that. Some pretty good number, And so every time we did like these, the protocols and products and all that stuff, and ClickBank, we used to get beautiful referrals and all that stuff. And then one day I logged in, and he took everything, man. He took everything from me. He just took all the emails, took everything, and never heard from the guy again. After that, I was like, and I worked with this guy for like 3 years, man. 3 years. Crazy, right? The is brutal. Yeah, it's brutal, man. Brutal. No, don't get me wrong. I made beautiful money, and had a good time, but yeah, man, it was hard to trust others for a while. After that, I was like, why? We had something good going, But
but it's hard. This is like big for partnerships.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to trust people, man. People are way too quick to jump into partnerships. Like I work with nobody.
Yeah,
except for the developer, and then the people that have shown their face for a long time, I trust them.
Yeah,
but like way too many people are like, oh wait, you have the same interests as me. Let's do something together.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
I learned that.
No, like that's a recipe for disaster.
Okay, we have a 6-month rule within our closed group, and it's literally if somebody can uphold the same personality, the same traits, everything for 6 months, it's highly likely that you're talking to a true person. If they are putting up a facade or lying, it's hard to keep that facade or lie on for more than 6 months.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, when I started in crypto, 2016, 17, you start building people around you, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now we're now 7 years in, and we're a group of 7.
Yeah.
That's how it goes from really big to really small. Yeah.
Let me bring him up.
Yeah, he's back.
I'm also gonna drop. I'm gonna drop as well, guys.
Eric,
thank you very much.
How are you feeling?
Good to see you back.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
back, baby.
Good to see you back on your feet.
Yeah, it was really bad, man, but it's definitely getting better now. So I'll be streaming a lot more.
Well, good. Now get to work, bro. No,
I'll be on soon.
I'm more interested about the stuff that's coming next for DragonX and all the other stuff we're going to be building. So, okay, see you guys,
buddy.
Hey, Eric. Let me say one thing before I also go, because it looks like Utah stopped in, so I'm going to let him have plenty of airtime. So Morpheus, I foresee Morpheus joining the Dragon Horde. So that's our treasure chest, right? That's our like Smoghead, sitting on the treasure everywhere. So our Dragon Horde page is actually increasing. There's Ouroboros on there. We've got the new Hydra miners will be on there. Of course, Element 280's on there. We've taken a look at Morpheus, and it looks extremely interesting. So expect to see you on the Dragon Horde page. Looks good, Morpheus.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we truly wanted to support the thing that supported TitanX. So the moment we thought about building on TitanX, we were pretty adamant that we needed to attach it to DragonX, since that was the supporting pillar of TitanX. So if you want to have support on the support, then yeah, that was our natural route to go. And then when we set everything up, we got contacted by his name, he just left.
Eric.
And he said, yeah, maybe change a little bit of the metrics. You don't need to do as much as you're actually doing. It's a bit excessive. And then we were open with a percentage that we could do something else with. And yeah, we came up with a raffle. Within TitanX, it's constantly something trying new. We have no idea if it's going to work, but we came up with an idea. We execute it, and now we're going to see if it actually is going to work or not. But I think it's really good that we have the ability to give some of the people that truly want to participate in the main phase to give something back to the community.
I like it.
And I think it's I think it's gonna be big for sure.
Awesome.
Sounds like a good ethos to me. Take care, everybody. We're gonna join up. We're gonna sign up for Morales right now. See y'all.
Let's go.
We should all do it. We
Take
should
it
all
easy,
do it.
friends.
Yeah.
I like James. James is always cheerful and helpful. Good energy with that guy.
Yeah. So with
It's a
Morpheus,
common team here.
there's going to be stuff built on Morpheus, right?
Yes.
I know of something. Okay.
Yes.
That's important to know.
It's just the beginning. So we came already from somewhat of a building background, but didn't really had any incentivization to do so. And then we came on to the TitanX ecosystem, and all you see is incentivization to do so. And when you get so much support from everybody around you, it's hard to not do it. So you're almost, it's like the universe compels you to do things that you normally would never have done. And that's all about how the community is, how the ecosystem works, how it's all fair launch, how there's no fees. Everybody can align with the ethos. Everybody can align with the, what is it called? The hubris of the whole ecosystem. I think, it's just amazing. So yeah, Morpheus is literally a stepping stone. It's only the beginning. We have big plans for the future, and I've said it before with on other streams. You see a true shift happening within crypto, and I think TitanX is going to be is the foundation of it. We started off in crypto. What can we do to make this pump as hard as physically possible, and then extract as much money as we physically are capable to do so? And now within the TitanX ecosystem, it's completely different. It's like, what can we do to not have it drop 90% in a bear market? What can we do right now? What can we build? What can we do about incentivizations and all these things to make sure we don't have a 90% drop in a bear market? Because people don't realize what the difference is between a 70% drop and a 90% drop in a bear market. There's a 10x your back. The difference between 70% and 90% is a 10x on your back.
And think about the recovery of that difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Big difference. It's a lot less economic energy to bring that back up. It's a big difference.
Correct.
Big.
Yeah.
So
if we want to treat it as a store of value and it's actually going to take over our monetary system in the future, then we need to think about things like this. If it needs to be a store of value, then it actually needs a store of value. And that's what you're seeing now within the community. Everybody's just building and building to make sure that the store of value is actually still there when you need it.
I agree.
Yep.
But gentlemen, I have to go soon. Basically, everybody knows there's two things I like to do to celebrate my goals: either Honeypot or I like to go to EDM events. So tonight I'm going to see DJ Tiesto tonight. So I'm going to be raging really hard, tonight. And then
if you see green lasers, I want to see a video.
Oh, yeah,
that's like next lasers.
I always put it. I'm like, I pull out my phone real quick, start recording. I have one tonight, and then I have another one that's like, oh my god, it's like a 6-hour event tomorrow. It ends like at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so back-to-back events.
It's amazing to see how quick that guy grew. I literally stood with him in Amsterdam bars when he was nobody.
Yep.
And if you see how quick that went, man, golly.
He's an OG. He's like one of the, the most OGs. So I saw him about 9 months ago. So today I'm going to see him live again, like in Brooklyn and one of the biggest stages here. So, and then I'm going to see somebody else tomorrow. That's going to be like packed like crazy. So it's going to be fun weekend. But gentlemen, I appreciate this conversation. Dude, Utah, Morpheus, Jake, Eric, of course, James. It's always good talking to you guys. People, stop freaking out about reds. We want reds. Reds is good, you know. Let the buying brands do what they got to do. You know, use your yield if you got to do it. I always say it like this, right? Like red days are yield days, right? Like that's the whole purpose for me is yield, right? So when red days happen, all the yield I collect over the week or two or month go straight into those all those reds. So that's how I do my thing. So, all right, guys, pleasure speaking to you. We'll talk soon. All right.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
Take care. Peace.
What's going
Utah,
on,
you
Utah?
live?
Yeah, I felt like I scared everybody off. Half the stream left. And I was just thinking to myself, I was like, oh, it's kind of like a chart, right? It's kind of like a crypto chart, right? You get a pullback, you know, it gives sellers some times to exit and take some profits, and it gives other people time to jump in. And so that's kind of the way I view it. You know, it's necessary for sure. And I really like what Marco just said, you know, it's opportunities for me. You know, it was a gift. What did I do? I pulled some yield from my farms and I bought that dip, you know, and I continue to buy retracements with yield. And that's what I'm doing because I mean, come on. We were trying to break through that resistance of like it was like 6 zeros and an 8 or whatever it was, and we tapped it a few times. That was like 3 weeks ago or something that we were getting rejected on that. We blasted right through the 1, dropped to 0, and we've been going ever since. And so this retracement is still well above where I thought we would be at this point. I mean, so it's just funny, you know. Show me the Telegram, I'll tell you the price. You know, it's so funny. It's hilarious to watch, really. But I am gonna give a shill, you know, for Inferno. You know, Inferno's looking good, man. Inferno's looking good. I'm loving it. And we got these
Inferno's
burns.
looking really good.
Yeah,
I think you don't like playing it. Because I've been telling people they're sleeping on Inferno for a while now. And Inferno was the only thing pumping while everything was going down.
Yeah,
I think people are catching on.
You say it on every stream, and it's like, I don't know. Sometimes you get shouted from the rooftops. I don't know, but there's been a lot. I mean, the entry points on Inferno have lasted way longer than I thought that they would, and there was some amazing entry points for the last few weeks. Like, there's no excuse when that thing starts to run. I mean, you got Alien burning it, you got Flux burning it, you got E280 burning it, and I saw a list yesterday. I was like, holy shit, what's all this? And you know, and I'm in the ecosystem big time. I was like, oh my god, Bad Sports and those guys are out there killing it. So I think when Flux really starts, when the Flux flywheel really gets kick started, which it's coming, man, it's gonna burn a shit ton of Inferno.
Without Inferno, Morpheus wouldn't even be here, and a lot of other protocols neither. So
yeah,
it's going to be the first mover advantage, something that a lot of people don't understand. So Inferno was the first one that created the whole meme fi thing. Don't fade it. First mover advantage is really strong.
Yeah, Inferno kind of changed the game with the minting cycles and all those kinds of things, and the buy and burn and all that. It really sparked a lot of creativity in the community. And I think it was pretty much after Inferno, man, the builds just, here come all the builds. You know what I mean? Not saying Inferno was the reason for it, but that's kind of when it all started happening. And look at how many projects there are now.
Yeah, you're
it's
talking
hard
about
to be the first one.
Flux, you know, taking off. That's what Element 369 is hoping to do. Is it's really going to support the Flux protocol. It's gonna, like, the biggest drawback to these auctioning systems is you got to be there every day to participate in that, to get that ROI. And Element 369 is going to automate that for people. So just holding the NFT, you're going to be able to like automate and auto compound on the Flux system. So it's really going to definitely drive participation in that whole ecosystem. And like what you're saying, it's going to support Inferno as well. So
what's the estimated time frame for 369?
Pretty like we want to wait till E280 is done. Like we want that to hit cap supply, and like we're not trying to compete with ourselves, you know. And so we're finishing up the first audit. So if that gives you an idea how close we are, starting a second audit next week.
I have a question for E280. So with E280, Vault is building gold on it. How does it work? Do you still have the transfer tax, or is it going to be a whitelisted contract, the gold?
I'm pretty sure we're going to end up whitelisting that. Like, it doesn't make sense to tax people to use it to mint gold. So it's not like 100% confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that's what we'll do. Just yeah, it doesn't make sense to tax people to participate in a protocol. So
true. There's other ways you could do it as well. You could keep the tax and just make gold put a little bonus on it. Like instead of you still pay the 4% tax, but you get a 4% bonus in the auction, so it ends up neutral, and then you get the best of both worlds. Something to think about.
Yeah, I need to reach out to Steve and see what his thoughts are on that. Yeah, because
Element 280, man, I love looking at those stats. That's some crazy ass stats, man, on fucking Element 280.
Yeah, there's like the NFT rewards pie is almost bigger than the liquid supply. Like, like it's insane. It's insane. But yeah, we want the minting to end before we really start throwing stuff on top of it. But Element 369 is like right on the right behind it, and that's like it's not a new token or anything. It's just an NFT that helps you for. It's really for the people interested in the Inferno and Flux ecosystem. You know, if you want to participate in that, you can do it through this NFT that just auto. You know, you're automatically participating in the auctions every day. You're automatically auto compounding your position. And in the process, you're earning Inferno, Flux, and Element 280 tokens. So it's
Element 280?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, because Flux payouts are in TitanX, and that TitanX that's getting paid out is going to buy Inferno and buy E280.
Man, I like that. That's smart.
Nice.
Yeah. Because like the idea is like these are two, just like you want to build in a deflationary asset on top of these deflationary assets. Like this is a way for somebody to automatically earn yield on two deflationary assets. Like just holding this NFT, you're going to be earning Inferno and E280, which are both, you know, like cap supplies, you know, deflationary tokens. So
wait, what the hell? Okay, so with the E369 NFT, you create that with TitanX, I would guess.
Yep.
And then you get essentially yield from the compounding that happens in Inferno and Element 280 tokens. Do you get anything else?
You're getting the yield from the Flux protocol. Like the flywheel effect is from participating in the Flux protocol. It's going to automatically participate in the auctions every day. And then it's going to be max staking Flux. And then with all the rewards that we're getting on all the Flux payouts, that's earning TitanX. And then with that TitanX, we're going to buy Inferno. We're going to burn some Inferno as well. So we're going to contribute to that deflationary mechanism of Inferno while adding that buy pressure and rewarding that to the user. So they're earning now two tokens that are continuously getting burned and deflating while earning rewards on it.
Man, okay, that's a crazy system. I like that. Yeah, because you're buying Element 280 off the market, so it's not inflation, and you're buying Inferno off the market, that's not inflation. That's an interesting system, man. I've never heard about that before.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
How do we even keep up? It goes too quick, man.
Yeah.
Soon people will find out the power of this ever-extending liquidity web. I don't think people comprehend how much power it actually creates. We've seen it before in other protocols, and everybody fakes it in the beginning, and then one morning, 6 months later, they wake up and what just happened? It's gonna be everywhere. So it's gonna be amazing to see evolve.
unfortunately, when you wake up on this one, you're no longer able to mint the NFTs. So,
Fair
you know,
point.
yeah. So, if you're holding them and you're paying attention, I think you're going to do well. And one thing I'd like to add to what Dude said about E369, you know, and I don't know too much about it, you know, but listening to what he said, not only are you buying Inferno and burning Inferno through the E369, everything you're doing for Flux, when you go into the auctions with Flux, that TitanX is used for a buy and burn for Inferno. So this is so beneficial for Inferno. E369's doing it, and then you're kickstarting the Flux flywheel, which has already taken a lot off the market, even though, you know, it's just getting rolling. And so you're going to get that like double punch right there, plus all the other protocols that are coming out that are going to burn Inferno. And so I'm just so bullish, man. Things are looking good. And of course, I love E280 and everything that Dude's doing over there. I fell in love with it in the beginning, and I'm like, oh man, I love this. So yeah, I got something cooking too.
Let's go.
Like, and what's great is like as Inferno gets burned and gets more valuable, that only pushes up the value of Flux, and that creates more ROI and more participation in Flux, which is feeding that value back into all these other. It's so amazing to see. I think this will all be very, very beneficial to the ecosystem. Absolutely. And I just wanted to say real quick, like with Element 280, my favorite part is once this mint phase is over, like there is no way your stake in the pool gets diluted. It can only grow larger. As people burn their NFTs, your share of the pool gets larger. Whereas all the other staking pools, you have to continuously stake more to keep up with your share. As more people start staking, your share of the pool gets diluted. Whereas this is the opposite. It can only grow larger. Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I know this concept from a previous NFT protocol. Once you were explaining it, oh, that sounds a lot like. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's I think the what's ID. It's not the same, but it's really similar. So yeah, once you explained it, what was it, a day or two ago, and it clicked. Oh, that looks. Oh yeah, I mean, man, last man standing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like to stand. I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
So I'm going to be in there.
Yeah, it's I'm excited. Like I keep bringing up Baby DragonX going from 50K LP to 1 million LP. Like I feel like E280 being built on top of the whole ecosystem as it expands and grows. Like Element 280 is just by default going to absorb a lot of that, and the liquidity on it I think could be massive as TitanX goes up in value.
Yep. There's one thing missing in TitanX, and that's what I'm trying to solve, is a forever burner. Something that burns after mint phase, like hardcore, and not through auctions. I'm building that now.
Stop it. We won't have any TitanX left on the market soon, man.
Nope, that's the point.
Nope.
Oh, there's a lot of lever punch to push.
Will it accept all ecosystem tokens? Like you can send anything to this to burn it?
Maybe. It's going to be based on TitanX, because what I want to create, maybe we have it now with Pulsar, but I'm running through a couple scenarios. I want something where people can route buy value to get to their thing, that breaks a peg, that forces supply to get burned through an arbitrage. There's a lot of burning that could happen there. A lot. That just could forever do it. So I'm looking at either building that arbitrage thing, integrating it into Pulsar, or just using Pulsar. I'm always here. But that's the one thing that's missing. Somewhere where people can route buy value to get to their thing, that breaks a peg, that burns supply, even off into the future. And then you could see the TitanX supply just evaporate right in front of your eyes. Like that could go insane. I've ran the numbers on it. That's one thing that's missing.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that one-way street that they create, you know, where like there's arbitrage opportunities. People can do that. They can mint and then dump on the market and make a profit. And in the entire process, they're burning Titanx. Like
A
that's
lot of Titanx. It's
Yeah.
it's 50% of what comes in. That's a
Yeah.
lot. That's crazy. That's the heaviest burner in Titanx. That's even heavier than Hydra. It just didn't get adoption. But it's still because it's not a mint phase that disappears. It's an arbitrage. It exists. It's as a utility. People can make a quick profit on it. But that is very powerful because you could just all you have to do is push a little bit, boom, supply gets burned. Push a little bit, supply gets burned, and that's just a never-ending piston that can exist. So I'm looking at innovating on top of that.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
man, if you have
liquidity will grow
tools-
over time as people use it. So it's not one of
Awesome,
those like tokens that just comes out in moons. It's like a slow build. You know, it'll get there for sure.
Oh yeah. Yo, what's up, Mo?
What's up, man? I felt like I was slacking the last couple days. I haven't streamed, so I took your invite. What's going on?
How
There we go.
dare you? How dare you have a life?
In real life is rough, man. Nobody understands it's a fucking bull run in Titanx. Can't just leave me alone.
We haven't even started yet. It's mind-boggling to think about how we are already thriving, and we haven't even started yet.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, I was
blessed
gonna
that
say-
I'm able to just. This is my life. You know, I don't have to go to another job. Like this is my job.
Nope.
And so I love it. I'm so happy to be here and doing all this.
Yeah. I mean, that's another cool thing about building is we're building, you help an ecosystem and you see value in return, which could be enough to fund your life expenses. And then you just become a full-time builder. And when somebody becomes a full-time builder, man, there's no stopping. Once you get the building bug, you're like, wait, the world is mine now. It's kind of the feeling. I could do anything. Yeah.
You just got perpetual let's fucking go energy.
Yeah.
Yep. You wake up, let's fucking go. I don't need to answer to anybody else. It's me and the blockchain, baby. Let's build.
Yep. Do you know of any other protocols similar to Pulsar that may be coming to Titanx? Because I know Pulsar is connecting other ecosystems to this. Do you know of others maybe coming?
I might build one myself, but I would probably integrate into Pulsar because we definitely need that lever.
Yeah.
That constantly burn supply that people can just route through to get to their token to buy and burn it. That's a massive lever on the ecosystem. So I like what they built because I talked to them a lot. I've known Kool-Aid for a very long time. We've been talking for like almost 4 or 5 years. Yeah. There's a lot that can be done there. And then Shogun will integrate on top of all of it. And that's when the fucking crazy shit begins.
It's literally a money tree, man. It just keeps getting new branches, just bearing new fruits. It's insane.
Yep.
Hey, Mo.
Yeah, I started the LP with Pulsar and Element. So hopefully that can grow over time and kind of help support them as well. Yeah, support both protocols.
Yeah, I think the best way to break an order protocol like that is to just have value route through it. So you make a small pair with Pulsar, and then you just make your buy and burn run through it. So it buys Titanx. Pulsar, for example, it breaks the orb, makes a profitable burn supply. Then you buy your thing, and you can still have the majority of your pair being Titanx, your thing, but just hard code the buy and burn to route through there, and then you have the best of both worlds. You break the orb while still having all of your liquidity without having to sell the orb back down. There's a lot that can be done there.
Yeah, money will go there where it's treated best. So if we actually want to have economic energy come to Titanx, you got to build a lot of bridges. And for money to move to a place where it's treated best, it needs to go over a bridge or a connection from one chain or one community or one monetary system to another. So the more of these bridges we can build, the better it will be in the end.
Yeah.
There's a question about the stealth launch on them, and I would say like my thoughts on it is like this isn't open mint, it's forever open mint. So it's not like people that get on day one are getting the best value. It all depends on the price of the token. Like just today, I was looking at it and it was above 8-to-1 TitanX ratio, which means like you can go mint right now for a profit, and that's coming in today. You know, and you're not getting, the people on day one aren't getting any better value than you are on day 800. Like it's like the way it's designed, it only mint when it makes sense. So it's not like ape into this project on day one and moon the token, because that's just not how it's designed.
Yeah,
So
this
it's
is
a
important
constant
to note.
ARB.
100%. Yeah. So it's a 8-to-1 ratio. If it's above 8-to-1, there's a profit in the ARB. But then Pulsar is, or arbitrage protocols in general, are designed to never break the ARB. As long as when the ARB break, people profit, they burn supply to do it, they sell it back down, or they provide LP to earn LP fees in the range that it's programmed to be in. So it's like an LP provider heaven almost. But then the cool thing that happens is the supply gets burned with a positive flywheel. And then the other part of it is it's essentially if you pair with an ARB protocol, it tracks the TitanX price. So you get the same price performance as you do on TitanX, but you get the benefit of a burning supply every time it breaks ARB. Yeah, there's a lot that we can do there. A lot.
I did when it was when they were kind of sussing out their pillars on gift tech. I did that a lot, and you know, it was stuff like $20 a GIF, creating, you know, $21, $22 worth of PGIF. And I did that all day long for weeks and weeks and weeks. And the end result was I kept stacking, I kept taking arbitrage, but I kept burning GIF over and over and over every time I did it. And that's the thing that really excites me about Pulsar coming to TitanX is, you know, not a lot of people have to get into it. Just the usual ARB people just doing their usual ARBing is just going to burn away TitanX in mass as they capture their $1, $2 each time. Because some people don't care about future money because it's not real. And so when they see real money, that ARB, they'll take it right away every single time. And while they're doing it, it's just burning away TitanX. Let's fucking go. Like, yeah,
and they're also, sorry, they'll also point out that they're sending TitanX to the DragonX and the HLX treasuries. So they're supporting other protocols.
And they're being a beneficial protocol to the system, like is now seemingly the norm. I feel like if a protocol comes on the scene now and they don't benefit any other protocol except for themselves, this whole community is going to be like, "Get the hell out of here!" Like, yeah, it's you have to be symbiotic now to enter and build on TitanX. I mean, you don't have to, but if you want adoption, you're going to have a symbiotic relationship.
I mean, just burn 1% of whatever you bring in, burn 1% of it in TitanX, and like you're now indirectly supporting the entire ecosystem. Like it's that simple. Just
I want to see the burn percentages go up. I want to see 20% across the board.
Don't say 1.
Yeah, because that's big.
Burn it all.
We need these. Yeah, just 20%. Because the difference between 100% buy and burn and 80% buy and burn is very, very negligible. It's very negligible when it comes to like the actual price on market. But then you create a massively positive flywheel, because as people are participating in the protocol, you're creating price floors in TitanX itself, which creates a price floor across the entire ecosystem. So yeah, the next things that are coming out are going to be heavy burners for me. So you thought Hydra was a heavy burner? Just wait, baby.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking
go. Dude, I gotta go take my car in until I get it worked on in a second. I'm just gonna be like driving down the road, shouting out the window, "Let's fucking go!" Like, I'm glad I'm not on with Marco right now, because that guy hypes me up to such a level no one can handle me for about half an hour afterwards. Talk to the mailman about TitanX. He's like, I just need to deliver your mailman. No, dude, you need to hear about hyperdeflationary. I was joking. Yep. I actually talked to the nurse about TitanX. Not lying. Totally did.
Man, are people still like coming into DeFi? I feel like DeFi is like the I call them the normies, you know, that are still on centralized exchanges. You know, that's as far as they go. Like, are they trickling into DeFi? Are people coming? You know, like.
I think we have the chance of sparking that interest again. You know, like it was back, you know, a couple of years ago, how everyone flooded into that idea. You know, it has seemingly, DeFi has died off a little bit, but we seem to be the resurrection of DeFi in crypto right now. So maybe we're the ones that bring that need and that desire for DeFi to come back.
I mean, the thing, because when you look at it, the best way to gauge normies coming into crypto is Uniswap daily volume. Because once you're in Uniswap, you're on chain, on the Ethereum chain specifically. So let's actually look at the volume.
That's a good point. And like Coinbase, they're offering a Coinbase wallet that allows people to use DeFi. So like I wouldn't agree to like keep funds on Coinbase or any spot exchange, but at least they're like bridging that gap to allow those people to get into DeFi, even though that's like a centralized wallet.
I mean, isn't it Trump's whole thing right now with his election, DeFi? The fact that probably the most important person in the world right now created something on DeFi should tell you enough that there's a really big urge for DeFi. If the whole election is now about crypto and on Trump's side, pretty much all about DeFi, and I think we're in the right corner.
I mean, he's got NFTs. Like, we could have a president that's got NFTs. I wonder what
That's pretty wild.
I forgot about that actually. Yeah, I wonder what those are worth.
Right, want to know a crazy statistic? Man, this is insane. Uniswap in the last month at $45 billion in volume.
Whoa.
Yeah, and in the last, yesterday it was 1.5 billion. I think there's plenty of money floating around on chain.
45 billion a month.
Yeah.
Man, that's over $500 billion a year. That's insane.
Man, that's crazy. And if you look at all-time Uniswap volume, $2.6 trillion. All-time Uniswap volume. 2.6 trillion. What the fuck?
People have no idea what.
And it's on pace to do $500 billion this year. Good Lord. Say that again. I talked all over you.
Oh, no, it's okay. So we give that a lot in other communities. I mean, a scientific physics community as well, where we debate physics and science. And within physics and science, or at least modern one, we have such big numbers that nobody can comprehend, like 1 trillion, for example. So if I would ask you, how many years is 1 trillion seconds?
Oh, God.
No idea.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Just to comprehend how much 1 trillion seconds, how many years does that equate to? It's 31,000 years equals 1 trillion seconds. Just to comprehend how big of a number 1 trillion is. It's insane.
Wow, I learned something today. I learned a totally different perspective on something today. Thank you. I won today, right? I won.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
wow.
31,688 years.
It'll take me a week to process it.
You meet your...
But I did learn. I heard it. I learned. I scratched the surface, and now I have to process it for a week.
Yeah, when do we start? We're talking about billions of TitanX. Like, when do we start referring to them in 1 million units or 1,000 units?
It's coming soon.
I said it a while ago. We're going to be fighting over miners over tens of thousands of TitanX eventually.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
I remember sharing in the Sunday spaces when we had so much inflation. Sorry. Phone's going off. We had so much inflation, it looked like we were just drowning in it. And I remember sharing, like, there's going to come a time, and it's in the not so far away future, that 1 billion TitanX is going to be extremely difficult to get your hands on. And I think it's approaching quickly. And so it's
and I don't know about you, but yeah, I'm throwing billions around left and right in all these protocols. I'm gonna It'll be interesting to look back. It's just like people that are like, yeah, I used to have, 1,000 Ethereum and, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's just mind boggling. But back, 2 cycles ago, that was nothing,
Yeah,
So-
yeah, 100%. Because I was just looking at the Ethereum chart today because I made a post on like volatility. Ethereum dropped. What was it again? From
like 1,300 to 200 or something.
188.
oh yeah, from it was from $1,300 to $88. But then also, like in the beginning of Ethereum, the ICO on Ethereum was 0.3 cents.
Yes.
You got Ethereum for 0.3 cents. That's how much? Even now, that's 7,600x today. And Ethereum is not that old. Ethereum was 20. When was Ethereum
8
launched?
years old. 8, 9.
Man, where can you? Man, crypto. I fucking love crypto. Okay, when was Ethereum launched? 2015. 2015. That's less than 10 years. 7,500x. Actual real money with liquidity. That's like, what the fuck? Because a meme coin can do that, but you can only enter with like $5 and then push the price up 30x against yourself. I love when people like, oh my god, I love when people share these charts where they're like, oh, this thing went up 300x. And then you look at the initial liquidity, it's like $10. Oh, nice, yeah, $30 bought. And if $30 sells, it's back down 99.9999%. Oh, I hate that shit.
I had a
So,
moment where I had a meme coin that said it was my wallet. It said I had 1.2 million. The liquidity on the coin was 200K. I was like,
Right.
Okay, so this isn't.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm just gonna nuke the entire thing by okay, right. I don't have any of this. This is not real.
yeah, charts are not real unless there's liquidity. That's a big thing. Because people will lure you in with these like fake charts and shit. Oh, look, this is a really good performing asset. Meanwhile, $50 in volume, $30 sends it back down 99%. It's like, yeah, okay. Nice.
Yeah, or it's paired to an exotic pair. And then when you actually look at the liquidity that exists to that exotic pair, it's only like 50K. But on that other pair, it has 1 million in liquidity. But in reality, it's only 50K. It's just, a lot of grifters.
100%.
Yeah, I need to look into that for Element 280 because having 15 different LPs, it's hard. Like if you go to a single chart, it looks like there's not a whole lot of liquidity, but that's just 1 out of 15 LPs. Like, so I think we need to like have something that adds it all up to show people like actual liquidity amount in Element 280 is easily 10x what you think it is.
Yeah. Yep.
I love going into transactions and seeing it routing through an Element 280 pair, just like randomly in there. You're like, oh, TitanX this through 280. You're like, oh, look at that. There's that router. That's awesome.
What's the average LP to market cap ratio in TitanX ecosystem? I think it's pretty up there.
I think it's pretty up there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, Steve was looking into some of the like top meme coins and was comparing the liquidity to market cap that we have, and it was larger than a lot of top meme coins.
Man, this is I hate when people like point to liquidity to act like they're smart. Shiba Inu is over $1 billion and has $8 million in liquidity.
Exactly.
8 million.
Like, what's that percentage? Like it's like compare us to that.
Our liquidity is so healthy. It's so healthy. It's so good.
Thank you, Farms.
So
yeah,
it's
thank you,
8 million,
Farms.
Probably there's only 4 million on the bid side. So technically you only have 4 instead of 8.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. Holding up $1 billion thing, and it's been $1 billion thing for a while. Yep.
Thank you to the farms, and thank you to Steve DeFi for leveling up the game.
Yeah.
What did he start with? 5K?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when you see stuff like that, what happens? All the other builders are like, how the hell did he do that? What the hell's going on? You see that thick liquidity, so what happens? Everybody wants to try to do that. So now the bar has been raised. People want thick liquidity. Hey, Steve, how do you do this? Can we incorporate this? Here come the new projects with thick liquidity. It's just like everything else in this ecosystem. The good stuff gets used. It might get improved upon. It might get a little twist to it, but the good stuff is captured in future protocols, and it's adapted, and it's improved upon, and it becomes better. Everything over here is elevated every time. It just keeps progressing. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing to see and to be part of. Like, nobody's doing what we're doing over here. This is next level stuff over here. And who benefits? The holders, not financial advice.
Correct.
Another cool thing is as we gain more and more attention, like there's nothing actually stopping us from getting adopted everywhere, because it's a fair launch. Everything's on chain, verifiable. They can see everything. There's no sketchy shit going on in the background where people like want to gatekeep it. There's nothing stopping us from fucking mass adoption. Nothing. There's nothing weird about this. Community built, community owned, built from the ground up. Strong community behind it. So if we want to get anywhere, we just need to point our community to it, and trust me, they're gonna pay attention. So like even everything that launches in our ecosystem very quickly gets like adopted on DBank, Rabby wallet, like almost the same day. That means they're paying attention. That's not just a bot writing that code. There has to be a guy in our community. That there's no other way. It's that quick. Hydra launched within 24 hours. You could see your Hydra miners on Rabby wallet and DBank.
Yeah, that was legit.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Rabby is the shit.
Yeah.
I
have an amazing team.
can't agree more. I will never use MetaMask in my life, probably, unless there's some protocols that still do not work with Rabby wallet yet. Some interaction with contracts, but that's the only reason I use MetaMask. Otherwise, it's just shit. To be honest.
I mean, I'm an old soul. I use MetaMask, so I still use it. I don't want to switch to new wallets. Because I need to see Rabby wallet be around for 10 years with no hacks. Then I'll be like, okay, now it's time to switch.
Right.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
To me, it's just interfacing with a hardware wallet for me. So like, there's no risk of loss of funds the way I'm doing it. Obviously you got multiple wallets. I've got a couple that the Rabby knows the seed phrase of, but it's like 0.5% of my portfolio. Like it's very low risk.
Yeah. And they also don't.
DBank?
This is important for people. Like they don't, because this was bad, man. On Solana, you had this wallet. I don't remember the name of the wallet, but there was one wallet that actually stored your seed phrase in a server, and the server got hacked.
Come on.
And it was very well adopted Solana wallet, and people were supporting it and shit. And I was like, man, that's sketchy. Who the fuck stores seed words on a server? Seed word is never supposed to leave your device ever, ever, ever. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
If they're supporting Solana, then I'm already anything that they think. Yeah.
I mean, even though security is extremely important, the biggest hurdle is still yourself. I have a wallet that is now probably 8 or 9 years old. This wallet has seen literally the whole world. I flew to America and just took my seed phrase with me, put that wallet on somebody else's computer and start playing around, take it with me. The wallet still exists. Never been hacked, never been spooked, never been. If you know what you're doing, you already mitigate 99% of the risk. Does that mean you can be a degen with it? No. So having hardware wallets, having double hardware wallets even is a good thing. Getting the 13 or 25th seed word. I mean, adding security on top of security never really hurts. But what I found out in the past 8 years of crypto, the most money that was lost was due to their own problems. They took on too much security, didn't know what they were doing. They were told by somebody else, you got to do X, Y, and Z. They just come into crypto. 3 months later, they have no idea what they did. And now they have to get back and they can't get in. So I would say start slow. Start slow. Don't overdo it with security right away, because you will not comprehend it. It's too much.
Yeah. Like the thing with crypto is 99% of, actually 99.99% of users losing funds is because they signed a transaction on a website. They gave permission for somebody to steal their coins. That's 99% of the time how it works. So bookmark your tabs, type in the websites manually, go to verified sources only, triple million check before you interact with anything.
Right.
And then you should be fine. Like, you don't randomly get hacked in DeFi. It doesn't randomly happen. There's not like a hacker like hacking the blockchain to get to you. Like you have to basically approve somebody to spend your money.
Yeah, when
So it's
somebody
you pressing the button.
says I'm hacked, what they actually are saying, I pushed the wrong button. That's actually what they're saying. Pretty much.
Or
I mean, I
bridges.
know
Like
for a fact
bridges are
that there's scam Helios, scam Element 280 websites out there. You know, you connect your wallet to that, you mint or you mine, and it just takes all your money.
Yep, there's a lot of that.
I had it once, literally once, but as soon as you start approving, it tells you what you're approving for. And if you read it every single time and don't go on automatic pilot,
If
and
you read it,
exactly. And trust me, I read it every
click, confirm.
Yeah, even though it's a site that I've been using for 5 years, I read the text every single time.
Yeah.
Because again, you're your biggest risk factor.
Yeah, I mean, do you really want to trust it to just randomly clicking stuff, not reading, and being like, well, I hope that $5,000 is going to still be there. I mean,
magically appear somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, like you'd be so much more careful if it was cash, but because it's digital and you click, you're like, oh, click. Wait, where'd it go? Yeah, bro.
I'm trying to ape into something, though.
Fast.
Like, I don't have time to read. I just got to ape.
Yeah. Do you know what my biggest mistake was? I had an ape moment where someone showed me a chart, and it was a pretty well manipulated chart. Like it had the buys and it had big sells. And I didn't just scroll down long enough to see that sells were disabled for most people. And it was a whitelist. So the whitelisted chart, I guess, was the only people who could sell. And so they whitelisted their wallets, and they were the ones selling, but they were the only ones selling. And sure enough, I aped like $300 into it, and I did a 2x. Error on sell, error on sell, error on what? I kept increasing the slippage over and over. And then I go to the chart and I go check the actual, red flag. Oh, red flag. Oh, I didn't even scroll down to check the flag. Like I literally did zero research. I just saw a chart, like, click, lost $300. Just like that. I was like,
man, the people are so scammy because like when Volt was when Volt just came out, somebody created a Honeypot contract on Solana with the name Volt because they were trying to catch the branding of Volt. That was a Honeypot contract. That thing was $1 billion because nobody could sell. Yeah, that's that much. You verify your sources or you lose all of your money.
There was a bunch of those on base like 3 or 4 months ago. And exactly like you said, there'd be like $1 billion in that thing. You'd be like, no one can get it out except for the motherfuckers who made it. God dang. I had people passing off fake wolf contracts onto me. Sorry, go ahead, Utah.
I would just also like to say, for people that are listening, any portfolio tracker, they're everywhere. Don't connect your wallet to portfolio trackers. Don't do that shit. TitanX, TitanX Hub portfolio trackers, just absolutely a godsend. You don't have to connect anything to it, multiple addresses, not just TitanX stuff. I love that thing, and that is my go-to. And all the links on TitanX Hub are good. I go there. If I don't have it bookmarked, I go there. I go to the protocol, then I bookmark it on my PC, so I'm going to the same one every time. If you're drinking, if you're smoking, whatever it is you're doing, don't be playing on chain. If you're in ape mode, you got to catch this that fast right now. You got to ape in. You're in the danger zone. If you're trying to sell real fast, you're in the danger zone. And I just say these things because I know how my body reacts and how my emotions react. And it's really easy to get caught up in something and start clicking stuff and not pay attention to what you're doing. And so like I don't drink or anything like that. Most people know, but I try to make sure that I'm in a centered place when I'm interacting. And it's easier said than done, right? But it's worth it to take the time.
The best thing I've ever done, and I did this very, very early on in crypto, is I just have a dedicated crypto laptop. So whenever I'm working, I'm not on that laptop. Whenever I'm developing, I'm not on that laptop. I have a different developing laptop and a different like streaming laptop and a different crypto shit. It's all separated. which means that whenever I want to do something in a hurry or whatever, I need to go get that laptop, but it's not close. Like that also keeps me in like a holder mindset. It does a lot, and then whatever I do, it's very, very calculated and thought through. It's not just in the moment, and that has served me extremely well because I've done very well in crypto. Like, and just thinking through what you're doing before you do it, you'd be surprised. Because, like, for example, I was watching on chain. There was one guy that sold 75 billion DragonX for $3,000. That is now worth 1.3 million. Or it was like 30,000 or whatever.
Ouch.
Yeah.
It hurts so much. Oh, God.
Right? I'm like, just send it to me. Like, where the hell do you need to sell it? It's only 30 grand.
But really,
And
like,
you could have slayed them on
saying
slippage
earlier,
too.
but that just supports the long-term holders. You know, letting them do that just helps us. You know, not us as founders, but us as in like community members. Like other DragonX holders, they're winning when those guys are selling out at those prices. So
yeah, man, like Mo was talking about this all the time, but never fade BuildOnTitanX shit, man. Like, you never know. Like, it'll look dead for a little bit. Just chill. Because all of a sudden, it's just most of the stuff just pops out of nowhere, and you don't know why. And then you're like, oh man, that makes so much sense. Why did I sell? Yeah.
But you know, don't say that because that's turning into one of the best ways that I'm making money right now is when someone fades a system and then I just ape in. So, guys, go ahead and keep fading.
Yeah, it's like, what are the
Okay.
worst looking charts in TitanX in the last couple of days? Okay, I'm gonna snag a couple of those.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
For me,
inevitably
it's
they're taking their turn.
What launches and then dips 1-2 days or 1 week after launch. And they're like, this is a scam. It's not going to the moon. 5 days later, yeah, I'll buy. Give me. I'll buy your future, as Marco says. Give it to me. I was buying Alien X at less than a 1/2 ratio on TitanX, I believe. I was like, oh yeah, that's easy. I'll take that. Thank you.
Yeah, same thing with Volt.
Yeah,
like,
dude, Volt did. All of them did it. Inferno did it. Volt did it.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, DragonX is the very first one. Everyone faded DragonX before it made it out of its 8-week mint phase. By week 3, it was utter scam. Like, and now, you know, it's just a measly 11 or 12 TitanX, on the ratio right now. It was as high as
20.
It went well past
20.
20. Yeah, I think it touched maybe 24, 25, something like that, and then came back down. But yeah, it was over 20 for a while. I mean, can you imagine? You could have got in at less than almost a half a TitanX per DragonX, and then it went all the way up to 20. Good Lord. But
yeah,
that also misses out the point.
That's assuming. Yeah, but that's assuming, like, for example, I think that 75 billion transaction I saw, that was like during the beginning of DragonX, and he never went back, and he went into Ethereum. That was the bad part. If he wasn't TitanX, he would still caught that move.
Yeah, that's a double loss right there.
Yeah, man, that was the kicker for him. But he's still in the ecosystem, luckily. Because I saw it in like an old transaction. I was doing some on-chain shit, and I was like, damn, okay, that's a painful one.
I feel like that's the one where you hear some guy being like, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you're gonna hear a guy on the side of the street. And he's gonna be like, TitanX is a scam, man. I lost so much money in it. We're like, are you the guy that sold? You sold your DragonX for 3K and then.
Why did I sell my coins? Why? A lot of those videos will come around for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, disclaimer: this is all an experiment. This is DeFi. We're just a bunch of random dudes talking on the internet. It could all nuke to zero tomorrow. We're lucky enough this works. So if anybody's watching, there's plenty of disclaimers right there.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see somebody buy a couple of pizzas with TitanX. How many billions of TitanX?
No, the actual top signal is Jake twerking. When Jake twerks, like our age, that's the top. That's the fucking top.
Yeah, we need to start pricing things in crypto instead of dollar value. I've seen a meme come along on Twitter a lot. In 2013, you needed 180k Bitcoin to buy a house. In 2017, you needed 101 Bitcoin to buy a house. Now it's only 5 Bitcoin to buy the same $300,000 house. It's
that's a lot.
inflation for you.
Yeah,
That's a
I
great
have,
actually point there.
Yep.
How many
I have
Bitcoins
like
does it take to buy a car?
I have like a 10x calculation going on in my head in the real world all the time. And I share about this, my 70-inch TV went out like 4 or 5 months ago. Okay. It literally went out while I was watching it, probably a stream because it's all I ever watch anymore. And, and it went out and I haven't replaced it. And you can get them for cheap, but I won't. Like I refuse to replace it because I put my money in the markets because I know that I could buy 10 of those if I do it right. So everything's 10, you know what I mean? Oh, you want a new mountain bike? Huh? You can buy one right now, or you could buy 10 after. What are you gonna do? So I don't buy anything, I just barely put tires on my car. That was because I had to, the snow's coming.
Exactly.
So I got a problem right now, man. It's yeah, I just can't bring myself to do it.
Once we're in a full-on bull market, then you can start doing it. But right now we're still in the lead up, man. Like Ethereum hasn't even broke this high yet.
Yeah.
Every time I've actually used TitanX for something like in real life stuff, like last year, if I remembers, I had the dog around in the car, and the main reason why I transitioned out of that was because she broke her fucking leg. I had to do a surgery on her knee. That cost $7,000 in California to do it. The amount of TitanX that I dumped to make $7,000 is worth so much more right now. Like,
right?
Oh my god! If I could have just found some way to not cheat that out for that expense, I'd be so much happier now. But it is what it is.
The dog gets a pass. The dog gets a pass. Yeah, there's an exception to that rule right there. Dog definitely over television, for sure. I have a dog and I love her to death, and I mean everything to her, and she means everything to me. So yep, dogs get a pass.
I tore my knee once and I didn't pay to fix it. I was like, I'm not running any marathons. That's fine. I pay to fix the dog's knee. I'm like, what? What kind of reasoning is that? I don't fix my own.
I'm gonna round off the stream. I'm hungry as hell.
Okay.
Right. Same. Oh,
sounds good.
To eat, man.
You guys want to touch on anything?
Sorry?
You guys want to touch on anything before we round off?
Conference
big,
tomorrow.
Yeah, big conference this weekend.
Yeah, conference.
Yep, tune in.
Party.
Yep. And then quick chill. 14 days left to mint E280. Get your NFTs while you can.
Does Lotus launch tomorrow also?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
26, yes.
Yep, Lotus launch tomorrow, and Jake said it again today on stream. Don't sleep on Inferno. What are you even doing? Don't sleep on Alien X. Things are happening.
Don't sleep on any TitanX protocol.
Right.
Thanks for having me on, Jake.
Thanks for having us.
Likewise. Man. Appreciate it. And I'll probably see you guys tomorrow in the conference. The day after.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Right?
You're almost on every page, man. Golly, are you a cyborg or?
I don't have anything better to do, man. Get me on a stream. There's nothing more high impact than a stream. So I'm like, work? Fuck yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, I'll shout out to Bad Sports to set this all up and get everybody around the same schedule. Yeah, I know it's a lot of work and it's not easy to find common ground between 50 plus people. So yeah, shout out to you, sir.
100%.
All right, adios. See you guys tomorrow.
Bouncing out.
Cheers.
Peace.